time.
Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Shut the fuck up! Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Wednesday, August 9th, 2023, this sports program starts right now.
Football!
It's happening. It feels like we are in the season. Hard Knocks debuted last night, and Hard Knocks is a football thing.
Yeah.
Hard Knocks is a football time thing. Last night, we stayed up way too late.
Way too late.
10 o'clock, we need to move that thing earlier, especially if you're a mock subscriber. Let's go ahead and let us in on that about 8, 9 p.m.
Bingo.
You know, some of us have a baby, and, the whole thing, and we're old. But nonetheless, once you see Hard Knocks and you hear that sound and you hear Liv Shriver's voice, and we got to see him for the first time in a long time. He should have certainly ironed that incredible shirt he had on. He had a great appearance in there. But whenever you're watching that, it's all the way back into football season. We're in training camps. We're in meetings. We're in practices. There's a little bit of this. There's a little bit of that. It means that we are just
29 days.
Oh, wow.
From NFL football.
Whoa.
Thought it was a good Hard Knocks episode last night. You know, Hard Knocks hasn't really been good for like 10 years.
Just about.
Okay, Hard Knocks kind of launched into superstardom because we were getting never-before-seen footage of what an NFL training camp is like. The amount of people that played football growing up, that had dreams and aspirations of making it to the NFL, got a chance and a glimpse at what it was like to actually be in the NFL. What are these buildings like? Fans that never saw what was happening behind the scenes. Fans of football never played football, don't know what football culture is. Hard Knocks introduce you to what it is like in the actual football world. Now, obviously, there was things that were held back because the NFL Films is certainly in connection with the NFL, and we need to protect the shield at all times. But it was a raw look at what was going on. And when social media started taking over, and teams started like taking over content for what they're kind of showing to the world, Hard Knocks kind of
A little bit.
kind of got diluted. We got desensitized to all the information that we were learning from the Hard Knocks, all the footage and all the access we were seeing. All of a sudden, we're getting that every single day.
Right.
Let alone whenever players are starting now doing their own Q&A, or when players are going to things, we're learning about stuff directly from the source as opposed to a third-party NFL Films telling the story on HBO once a week. So for a long time, we thought Hard Knocks is dead.
Losing his fastball.
Has been.
We'd watch, like, hey, this year could be good. This year could be good. And then we start watching, and we're like, oh,
No.
this is crop.
Yeah.
This is absolute crop.
Another
I'll go to their
weirdo.
Twitter account, this team's Twitter account, and there's 6 things done much better than what they're doing just because they know who's in the building. They know everything as opposed to NFL Films coming in there and do that. I thought last night's episode was a good episode. Now, people are going to say that we're going to say it's a good episode because Aaron Rodgers is on it, but I would like to let everybody know Aaron Rodgers never does that type of shit. Aaron Rodgers was mic'd up last night. I think that's the first time, long time, that NFL Films had an opportunity to get any footage of Aaron Rodgers while he's mic'd up because they ask him to wear a mic like every other quarterback in the NFL, and he says, fuck no. No.
Every time.
Every single time. So I think there was a little bit of a fear from NFL Films that they are the keepers of NFL's history pretty much. So whenever these Hall of Fames happen, when people pass away, when people go on to do anything, there's always a package that NFL Films puts together, and it's like a thank you from the NFL for everything that person did behind the scenes. Mic'd up moments, their greatest plays, little interactions, other people talking about them. That's NFL Films Scorsese. That is what they do. And there was a little bit of a worry, I do believe, because Aaron Rodgers never mic'd up. We're never going to have anything on a guy who's certainly going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
For sure.
A guy who's going to be talked about as a Mount Rushmore football player forever. And he's such a private person, such a no, that they didn't really have anything. So whenever they forced their way into the Jets training camp, I think there was certainly an aspect of it like, hey, Aaron kind of forced to give us stuff. Unless he does what 14-year NFL vet Adam Pac-Man Jones and the Cincinnati Bengals did to the Hard Knocks, which is actually flip cameras off while they're doing, hey, will you do an interview? No. Get the fuck out of my face. So unless Aaron did that, they were going to get some sort of footage that I assume they would use forever because they don't really have a lot. Instead, Aaron bought in completely.
Big time.
Let me meet that voice of God guy. Let me go ahead and meet the voice. Let me talk to Liv Shriver.
Chilling.
Telling Hackett, hey, don't be an asshole. Go talk to this guy.
Right.
Voice of God.
Hey, you're the voice of God. You're not even saying hello, make him feel welcome. He's a little bit nervous to be here.
Come on.
You're being an asshole. Like, everything that he kind of just let them film, I think showcased a different side of Aaron to a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people going like, hey, this guy, I thought he was like, this guy's supposed to be a big piece of shit.
Yeah, he's standoffish ass.
This guy's supposed to be,
Why is he helping Zach Wilson?
but instead, as a teammate, I mean, everything he's saying.
Yep.
And also, it's not just like he's buddy-buddy with everybody. There's also a lot of like, hey, need this. I thought last night's episode was great. I thought it was an incredible. Now, you know, the biggest moment in our show's history.
The elephant in the room.
Biggest moment in our show's history. Top 10 stream in the history of the internet.
And YouTube Sports' history as well, biggest moment.
Biggest ever. You know, and we are very thankful that Aaron chose to do that. And obviously, we have a good relationship. You know, he breaks the news he's going to the Jets. They kind of gave that to Colin Cowherd. Just kind of gave that on Hard Knocks to Colin Cowherd, and I think Craig Carton and Nick Wright as well.
Sure.
So, you know, NFL Films thought we had a good relationship. What the fuck is that? What is, how is that? So, literally, as I'm watching, I'm like, oh, okay, all right, sweet.
Saving it?
Fuck these people. What are we even? And then I started watching the episode. I'm like, yeah, good episode, though. Ain't nothing I can say about it all. But Colin Cowherd obviously yesterday said that a dead quarterback wouldn't be able to win the Super Bowl. And rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins. And at night, he's the one that breaks the Aaron Rodgers to the Jets news because NFL Films decides that on Hard Knocks.
Really?
So that was quite a day for him,
Yeah.
I'd assume, even though he kind of stays above it. And I think you saw Joker down at the grocery store like it was methy at a Publix. And I'm a big fan of Colin Cowherd. But as I was watching it, I thought what he said yesterday, obviously very dumb.
Right.
Very.
For sure.
Ridiculous.
But whenever you're stepping in the batter's box every single day, you're going to say dumb stuff. I mean,
Absolutely.
I do that all the time. So, like, obviously everybody will move on from that, even though it did seem to be a bit insensitive, and rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins. But then it ends the night like, this guy's breaking the news, that whole thing. So I was a little taken back. I was a little perturbed. Sent a text or two to NFL Films, people like, what the fuck?
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
You guys have a vendetta against?
What happened?
You guys want
You
to?
dropped the ball.
You guys want to? Are you guys trying to kill? What are we?
Yeah, going back
Is
to
Colin paying you directly? Is Nick Wright paying you directly? Is Craig Carton paying you directly?
What?
FS1.
What the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Baffle?
What happened there? But they said that was not the case. There was a misunderstanding, a miscommunication, but it was obviously a start to the show. I was like, oh, no, I have to hate this episode.
Yeah.
And then as I started watching, I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah, impossible.
Hard Knocks has their fastball again, I do believe.
Yep.
I think this season's going to be spectacular. And it was very hard not to start thinking like, oh, the Jets hype is real.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Oh, they did a highlight reel of Aaron,
Yeah.
which I assume Aaron's very thankful for and did not expect. I think Aaron thought that these people would manipulate, twist his words. Like, literally, I think that's what he thought, because that's kind of happened to him throughout his entirety of being a public figure in the NFL, in the world. Instead, like the first 6 minutes, we're watching him just mid-season form pretty much, OTAs even back in there, just dealing, and then like a 55-yard ball into the net or whatever, and then Hackett and him like kind of talking shit back and forth, and then you see the reaction the team has to Aaron Rodgers being their teammate. I mean, they showed this clip from the defensive meeting room, and this is what the defensive coordinator had to say about the state of the New York Jets right now.
We sacked him. Yes, we did. There's no doubt. Guys, this is great work. Offense and defense going back and forth. This is a heavyweight bout right here. There is nowhere to go with this ball. Guys, you want to understand, like, just understand this. I don't give a fuck what goes down this year. We will always be in games, no matter what. We break some shoelaces and fuckers get a few points on us. Guys, we're going to be in every game. Guys, this is across the fucking field on the back shoulder. Look at this.
Listen to the team.
I don't know if there's any other human on earth that can make that fucking throw. He's our quarterback. He's ours. He's ours. Fucking awesome.
Yeah. There was a lot of that last night from the entire team, and it's like Saleh said that type of guy not only like on the field can boost your team, but like in the locker room, everybody's like, we have a chance. Like you heard him actually say, hey, every single game, if we happen to break some shoelaces, which means miss some tackles, and guys score on us, or we give up fucking 24, 28 points somehow, we're okay, because this guy is on it. And then you think to what was happening in Green Bay, and just like the huge differences and how it's all going. Then you start thinking about Aaron's mentals. Then Aaron has to be so grateful to be in a place that's like, all right, these people understand.
I get it.
These people are desperation pretty much. Saleh said last night, I never had a quarterback that was this good. Saleh, defensive coordinator, defensive mastermind. So they do judge the quarterback that's on the other side. Every single practice, meeting, play, everything like that. In Saleh, you can hear the relief. The defense coordinator, you hear the relief like, oh, hey, our offense might not fuck it up for us.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this,
Our days of playing 70 plays, that shit is over with.
it feels like we got right. Everybody's like looking around the first couple of meetings, like and they're like, yeah. Coaches are coming into the building happier.
Yeah.
Players are coming into the building happier.
Yep.
PR people are coming into the building happier. Equipment managers, athletic trainers. I think that's what we saw from Hard Knocks last night, and I think that type of information that we're receiving from Hard Knocks that we don't normally get is why Hard Knocks fastball is back, and why I tweeted like watching Hard Knocks. The Jets are winning the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
And I literally just looked over there. They were running it on, I think, Get Up. I think Greeny just read my tweet there. Now, I did set it up with saying, watching Hard Knocks, Jets are going to win the Super Bowl. And, it got like, there was a couple polls being done on my hot take, my cold take, this whole thing.
A lot of those.
People are like, this guy just predicted this is his Super Bowl favorite. It's like, well, I just wanted to send out there, like, watching Hard Knocks right now, like, everything they're putting out here about the Jets is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Team looks good. Team looks invested.
What?
Coaches look happy. And
Yeah.
Aaron looks like he wants to fucking go.
Yes.
And I loved it last night. The Toxic Table was here at Boston Connor's mullet. Ty Schmidt's here rocking a Win Reality baseball cap.
Goddamn right.
Nice.
Fits the head well.
It does. Great product.
Yeah, you ever play it?
No, I haven't, but I've seen you play it, and you said it's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
so-
Speaking of pretty cool, you're in the AFC East as a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
And I saw that you posted a betting slip from last night where I think you bet 10,000 or
10 million.
10 million on the Jets to win a Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
it sounds like you were feeling the same way I was feeling while we were watching that very late at night last night on HBO.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And first of all, I hate two NFL teams, and it's the Colts and it's the Jets. So it's not as if I'm pulling for the New York Jets, because as soon as I posted that, it was once again ball washing Aaron and the Jets. I would never do that. That is the opposite of
Hey,
what
all
I
his
want to
teammates
do.
were doing a lot of what we.
They were ball
Absolutely.
washing too, yeah.
While I was watching, I'm like, why are they doing? Hey, whoa!
Come on.
Ho!
That's
Slow
my
down.
We're supposed to say this
my
guy's good
job.
at
Yeah.
football.
What the hell?
We're supposed to say this guy's a Hall
Yeah.
of Famer.
Yes.
Not you. Because the internet says we're the only ones to say that, which has been the case.
Yes.
Because not a lot of players around the NFL, you ask any player in any sport or any like competitive person, like, hey, who's your favorite quarterback? A lot of them are going to say Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, Mahomes and quarterback. What did he say?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And you talk like, you ask basketball players, like, hey, who's your, that unicorn out there in Green Bay, that guy just does whatever the fuck he wants pretty much and just
And can throw the ball everywhere.
and listens to nobody really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't
Does
do
his own-
any of the shit that like you like every player that has ever been at a professional level is basically like, we like that guy.
Yeah.
So when the media was always saying the complete opposite, I think a lot of us were very confused by it.
Yeah.
And I think Aaron probably was as well. Like, what the fuck? Seems like everybody that knows the sport, knows anything, big fans of mine. These people that don't watched ABC, maybe The Bachelorette.
Yeah, exactly.
Bingo.
They feel the complete opposite for. So watching his whole team kind of be like, I think it was McCole Hardman was like, man, I was 7 years old when like I am. I'm gonna tell. I think Sauce said I'm gonna tell my kids.
No, it was McCole Hardman. He said, I
same
can't wait to tell my son I played with you. He's 6 months old right now, like I can't wait until he's 15 and I can tell him I played with you.
But think about what that is for Aaron.
Yeah.
Like what's that doing to Aaron? For a long time, just kind of getting. Remember last year was a full article about his hand signals are too difficult to remember. And these Hackett's like, hey, every play need you paying attention. Like they're putting it. The expectation is like boom
high.
into the weapons. Credit there in New York, they're like, yeah, all right, here we go.
Good.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson's like, he's going to help me become a superstar.
Yeah,
Right.
bingo.
It's not going to make me a superstar. Instead of being like, he does this thing with his hand, and it's like, I don't see it, and it's like, he just told me it yesterday, so.
It's too complicated. He needs to change it.
This guy needs to calm it down a little bit. Garrett Wilson's like, fuck, more hand signals, the better.
Yeah.
Whatever you need from me, let's do it. It feels like they have all the pieces. I think that's what was being displayed last night.
Yeah, and to your point about like the players talking about it, especially with the media, Al Woods, the D tackle, he was talking to. It wasn't Quentin Williams; it was another defensive lineman, and he actually pulled. Solomon Thomas. He pulled the boom mic down and was like, "Hey, whatever they say about Aaron on the media is bullshit. He's so fucking cool." So like that aspect of the team.
Aaron didn't watch. So allegedly, because I sent him a text last night. Whenever he said, DeMarcus Ware's singing the fucking national anthem.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
So awesome.
That was like him and Randall Cobb sitting next to each other. Like,
That one caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I sent him a text. I'm like, hilarious. And I put the quote in there. And then I got a text back like 35 minutes later. And he was like, I didn't see it. How was it or whatever? I don't know if they were in meetings or if they were in the middle of something. And this morning I texted him. I'm like, well, I think everybody has bet on you guys to win the Super Bowl. So pretty good episode.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know when I'll hear back from him or if he'll watch it, but I think all of his fears or their fears about what could potentially come from a Hard Knocks episode, after episode 1, they're all like, all right, let him in. I mean,
Here we go.
they want to come in here and not kill me or kill Aaron. That'd be great. But the team is just like,
Yeah.
They're all in.
I mean, the defense is.
one half of the hammer. Dahn. Cowboys tone
Defense was number 2 last year, and they only got better. They only added pieces. They are so fucking good. So even if Rodgers wasn't there, they were still going to compete. But Rodgers is there, and I thought about this the other day. And if the O-line's okay, then so Brady goes down to Tampa Bay, and they had the number 1, number 2 defense. They won a Super Bowl. Stafford goes out to L.A. They had an incredible top 5 defense. They won the Super Bowl. Rodgers goes to the Jets. They have a top 5, top 2 defense.
Peyton, you said Peyton to Denver.
That was the next one. Yeah. That too. Like all these older quarterbacks who have gone to places, I don't know if this was strategically or not, but they went to places that had incredible defenses and they were young offenses with weapons that they've just made so much better. It just feels so similar if the O-line can protect him.
No, Pac-Man, that defense is so good.
Yeah.
Tough division.
Yeah, very
Tough conference.
Yep.
Tough.
Right? Like whenever I said watching Hard Knocks, the Jets going to win the Super Bowl, I had Bengals people coming at me.
Sure.
I had Chiefs people coming at me.
Bills.
I had Bills people coming at me. And then I was just like looking at that and I'm like, oh damn, like that's only in the AFC there.
Yeah.
That is, and that's only some of the teams that are able to go there. But if you have a great defense, championship defenses are needed to win a championship.
Yeah.
And it doesn't show up till it shows up. Even if it's like the divisional round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like if a team's defense can kind of skirt by for a long time and they're not a championship caliber defense, it's going to show up. Normally in the playoffs, it's going to be a loss, and they're going to be like, oh, what a good season. But the people in the building knew that their defense wasn't good enough to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Probably. Like, in the building. There, it's like, I think Saleh said it when he said, like, this is the best quarterback I've had. Like, he knows his defense is good enough to win a Super Bowl. It's always been the other side that we haven't been able to keep up with, and now they got it.
But
Pac, that team's spirit's got to be so high.
Yeah, and defenses-wise, they got superstars. They played really good last year. They got C.J. Mosley, Sauce Gardner, Quincy Williams, D.J. Reed. So they got the guys that can get it done on defense. Like Tom said, they was top 2. But if you go back and look at that play where Aaron Rodgers just had on the opposite side of the hash, it's amazing. Like those quarterbacks that you named, they probably just as smart as Aaron Rodgers is, but they didn't have the arm strength that Aaron Rodgers had back when he started, and seems like he haven't lost a damn step right now. That is the worst ball to throw. If you're in the game and you're running back shoulder on this top field up here, if he throw this ball late, this should be an interception, man.
99
This is a fucking dart. Like, that's perfect positioning.
Well, and also hands popping when it's getting there.
Yeah.
That's not like, that's not just getting there.
Pillow.
Get it.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
You know, that ball is going through that guy. Yeah. And it from Tahoe, getting it, we got a chance to see him, you know, in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
I don't think he was doing the nose hold.
He was not.
No.
Just AJ.
He swam all the way to the end of the dock.
Who, Aaron?
Aaron did, yeah.
And then he got up and walked out, and it was freezing cold, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But he also had his body guru.
He did.
That's right.
And from last year when we saw him at Tahoe to this year at Tahoe, obviously much better vibes and everything like that, and an energy and excited to be, you know, a New York Jet. And I think anytime there's some change, there's a refreshing feeling about proving yourself again, all that.
Yeah.
But he is
Probably.
Incredible shit.
Jocked.
He is really jocked right now. Like, great shape. And he knows it. It's a full focus. And I don't think there was ever a worry about his arm or a conversation about his arm one time.
Yeah.
Like, one of the most talented ball throwers of all time.
Yeah, I've
like,
ever seen.
Just the most talented football thrower of all time. I'd assume that you put baseball people in there, and I bet you cricket, there's somebody that wants to fucking come in.
sure.
Some dog.
But just like throwing balls as a whole. This guy's at Tahoe, super jocked, takes a foam football from Lake, puts in window pretty much at house. Probably like a 58-yard throw with a foam ball or whatever. Tight spiral, just right into it. And it was like, oh, he did that on purpose so we would see it, I assume. But also he just did that still. He is, I think, physically at the best place he's been in a long time in his mind. Mentally, I think the best place he's been in a long time. Defense, the best defense he's had
In a long time.
ever or a long time. Yeah. It's like everything's kind of stacking up, but the AFC is difficult. That X that I put up there, that tweet that I put up there,
Right, post.
was just like full recognition. Like this could be
Some good football.
this could be a championship team.
100%.
But
And, like,
the AFC is fucking
Stock.
it is. But even when you look at last year with the Jets, like I decided because all these people were saying that there's no chance they're going to be good just to look. They were 6-3 at the bye. They finished 1-7. So it's not as if they were out of it the entire season. And then they had 5 losses where they scored less than 10 points. Like, do you think that Rodgers and the Jets offense is going to score less than 10 points 5 times alone?
Well, Hackett,
Yeah.
Well,
I think he went over last night.
yeah.
I think Hackett went over last night.
Until he said, naked clowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough
Yeah,
psych
well,
out.
Yeah,
They should have
especially
edited that out.
referencing basketball and that being the
I think Aaron just wanted to get basketball on the show.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
There were certainly some things last night where Aaron was
But
like,
Hackett was jocked.
gold member.
need to get this on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. A full serious breakdown of the Austin Powers Gold member,
Right.
where he eats, what he likes to do.
Gold,
Like,
gold and genitalia.
there's a couple things where Aaron is obviously just being,
Yeah,
ridiculous.
fucking around. Yeah.
Yeah, and getting basketball on there, I feel like he feels like an immense amount of pride.
Yeah.
That the world is reintroduced to us. A movie that I assume he believes is criminally underrated.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Which is why he brought it up. Naked Clowns, they could have edited that.
For sure.
Probably should.
Should have.
Yeah, because that scene was a little bit, you could have just cut that part out.
Yeah.
And he still would. Nathaniel Hackett, though, pretty jock.
Pretty
He
job.
is, properly.
Goatee, I don't understand.
Got to get rid of it.
Good energy.
Loved his energy. though.
Good,
Yeah.
looks like a pirate.
As I was watching it,
Pirates
I
are
was like,
cool.
what did Russell hate about this? That's what I kept,
Thinking.
I kept thinking, like, what is.
Yeah, because
so,
he's high energy.
That is a good point.
like, as I was watching it, I was like, so Russell and this did not get along somehow. Like, and now, granted,
Well.
is this how he acted with Russell versus how he's acting with Aaron? Because he and Aaron know each other very well.
Yeah.
And they're friends. Who knows?
Just an OC.
But it is fascinating from what you hear from like Sean Payton and how you view like how last year went, and then how Russ and him seemingly were never on the same page. Russ allegedly had his own coach undercutting
Yeah.
Hackett and everything like that. And then you're watching it on Hard Knocks and you're like, this guy seems like a guy that
Know what the hell he doing.
just like classic coach though.
Pretty awesome.
Connor kind of said there though too, like, and we talked about this with Saleh when he went from DC to the head coach, where he lost all of his happiness basically. So maybe that like Hackett wasn't the same guy as a head coach.
Yeah,
which
maybe. And
you guys
Power
talk
does
about
different things too.
You guys
Right.
talk about all the time, like these guys that become head coaches, they think they act as if they're supposed to act,
How
or they
they
think
think.
they're supposed to act, and not who they actually are.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's a problem.
That is.
Because everybody, now, here's another
You
thing. I
lose
saw
the
this.
locker room real quick like that.
Bingo.
And,
Because everybody in the locker room's like, okay. Fugates.
Yeah.
Right
It's
here.
all bullshit.
He is capping.
Yeah, this is a yep.
Straight capping.
Not real.
Straight cap.
Yeah.
You're not
You're not
real.
real.
Not real. That motherfucker.
That lady's going through it right now.
Yes,
Yeah,
she
they
is.
found her.
Yeah, and
Allegedly.
and they said like, here's her address. Go say hi.
Yeah,
Here's-
not great.
That's kind of fucked up.
I mean, she didn't do anything wrong. Why?
I don't know. There's a lot of people that want to question her though. She said she saw a lizard person.
did. Yeah.
So that is certainly something that people are going to want to talk to her about.
Don't tell her about Antarctica then.
A lot of stuff coming out of there, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Some guy down to South Pole said I did a hard year down there. Let me tell you what I found out. They're making earthquakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Just said that guy just said, I'm going to make this up.
No.
I'm making this on.
Found an earthquake device.
This is an internet report.
Yeah.
This is an internet report.
Green laser shooting up to the sky.
Anyways, though, coaches have to be themselves. And Saleh, his first year as a Jet coach, we were worried that he lost his soul.
Yeah.
Remember on the sideline, he
No
was just
juice.
kind of down, no juice. It was
Lost like 30 pounds.
yeah, it was like a shit show.
Yeah.
Like in the Jets, though, it was an ugly situation. Now it looks like he's got some juice back. Seemed to be celebratory. He told that story about the eagle and the crow, which I loved.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, just take the crow. Let's take the crow into the deep end, pretty much, is what the eagle said. Oh, you want to attack me? Okay, we'll see. And just keep flying north, keep flying towards the sun. And then this crow inevitably ain't going to be able to breathe the same air that I can breathe. Incredible story. You know, as we keep growing, we can't be the crow. We got to be the eagle. We can't just max out, fall off. We got to keep, like, it was a good metaphor.
Got to respect the crow's gumption, though. Being able to go with the eagle. It's the only bird willing to take on an eagle.
Yeah, I agree, but it's dead now. So,
It was a good run.
you know, and crows are smart, so they seen their friends die.
Yep.
Like, oh, let me sign up for that suicide mission. What do I need to do? Well, hop on the back of the fucking eagle that old Jack the Crow did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then might have the same exact, boom. Looked like he was reading it. Saleh.
Oh, no.
Looked like he was
Bobby.
reading it.
Got to be off book.
Bobby.
You know, because he was speaking so well. He was walking back and forth,
Yeah.
checking back to something down here. And I'm like, is he looking at time there? Or is he looking at, you know, his notes?
Words.
Or is he looking at the story? So I wasn't in there, so I don't know. But that room knew that he was potentially reading that. You know, and that is something that was the only thing last night that I saw where I was like,
can't do that.
Saleh, what are we doing?
Robert.
What are we doing?
Because the NFL film's like, hey, Colin Cowherd broke the news Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets. I'm like, these motherfuckers. And then Saleh is giving a speech.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I was back to back.
this guy's reading a speech? Oh, no.
Failure.
But maybe it's just the notes.
Could have been.
Maybe it's just the time.
Yeah. Hopefully. We'll have that be our truth.
I did enjoy, though, the vibe in the team meeting rooms as well.
Yeah.
They're in a good spot, bro.
Yeah, that defensive meeting room was awesome. Like, even that little clip, but then they showed a little more after. Like, I think it was the safeties coach who was like, he mentioned how, like, woe is me, but you guys are going to realize in 10 years that if you don't take advantage of the time right now, that you just completely blew a massive opportunity. And seeing, like, that reality of the NFL is kind of why Hard Knocks started to stink, because they were showing the guys that, you know, maybe were on the cusp, and then they focused strictly on the stars.
Oh, yeah. I remember that was a big part of the conversation like the last 4 years with Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
We don't care about, no offense, we do care
But
what
we
you
want to
do
see the stars.
with your life.
Yeah.
But also, I don't care what number 100 on the team is doing.
Bingo.
XFL's here. AAFL was here. USFL was here.
What?
There's a lot of different opportunities for us to watch this person play football and this person learn it. Let's go ahead and get, like, you know, the NFL guys.
The real guys.
Let's go do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was because guys said, no, you can't mic me up, or if it was because they were telling stories, and one time maybe they hit a home run with one of those stories, and they were probably critically acclaimed, like, do you remember the story they told him, blah, blah, blah?
The Whistler.
We
The
need,
juice.
Yeah, it was probably that. We need to do more of that so you kind of fall in love with it, and then you're off and running. But you're right. Last night was all
studs.
People that we know.
Yeah. It was incredible.
It's great news.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk more about this in the next hour with AJ Hawk when he joins us to get his take on what was Fugazi in there from Aaron. What did you see from the team meeting room and the defensive meeting room? The way that everybody around Aaron was responding to Aaron being on the team. I think Aaron should watch that episode and be like, they like me. They really like me.
Just going to reinforce, you know, what he's been feeling since he got to New York and went to the Jets.
I think so, too. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who is he a friend of the program? I think. He's been on
twice, I think.
Friend of the program.
Yeah.
Friend of the program.
Brought Tomlin on that one time.
Big brain, too, this guy.
Huge.
Oh, yeah.
Big brain, friend of the program. Not only a man who has one of the most coveted jobs in the entire NFL, but also one of the most pressure-packed. He's the general manager for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ladies and gentlemen, the con artist, Omar Khan.
What's up, guys? What's up, Pat? What's up, Diggs? AJ, how are you guys?
Hey, AJ's not here just yet, but we will tell him you said hello. He'll be pumped up about it. Pac-Man is here.
Perfect.
You told him to go fuck himself right there, but not a big deal. Not a big deal.
Was expected.
Are you staying at St. Vincent? You sleep up there? Dorm, cot, the whole thing?
Been here, yeah. I've been here for a month. So I did the math the other day. Listen, 21 years here at Latrobe in a dorm room. That's 21 months of my life, basically, I spent in a dorm room at St. Vincent College, and I have no degree progress to show for it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. They should give you a damn doctorate with what you're doing, pal. I mean, you're making some real plays. You guys go on a run. Kenny Pickett becomes the next face of which seemingly all signs are pointing that way, and then all the boys get going. I mean, they're going to make you a doctor up there.
Oh, yeah.
You and Tomlin both are going to get doctorates, hopefully. But how has training camp been? I find it very impressive, and I want to let you know this. The team should know that you're sleeping there, too. I assume a lot of people in your position have a dorm room, but they're certainly driving home and coming back. So you, boots on the ground, sleeping in a college dorm. I assume peeing in a public and showering in a public as if you're an 18-year-old or whatever is very noble, and shout out to you for that.
Yeah.
Now, aside from that and showering with others and everything like that, how is training camp going for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Seemingly all signs positive out of camp. Is that accurate?
Awesome. It's been great up here. You know, we love coming up here every year, and so far the team's enjoyed it. We've made a lot of progress from day one to today, and it's great. You know, no complaints.
So, like, we were talking Tone and Nick. In Pittsburgh, it's like a thing. Every single kid in Pittsburgh makes the pilgrimage to St. Vincent to watch training camp. How has the reaction been? How have the fans been? How has the team been with the fans? Feels like everybody's invested, expecting a lot of success this year?
Yeah, I mean, we hold our, you guys have talked to Mike T. We hold ourselves to a high standard. We know what the prize is at the end. But the fans have been great, tremendous, like always. The crowds have been just awesome. Pat, I don't know if you used to come here as a kid, Pat.
Oh, yeah.
The crowds have been just like they were the pictures I've seen back in the day has been awesome. They just can't say enough about the fans out here. I've met people from Hawaii, California, Ohio, obviously Pennsylvania, Texas, Florida. I'm trying to think, DC. I mean, just people from everywhere.
Yeah, it's like we got to get to Mecca here. Let's go up to training camp. It's good for
Mexico. I forgot Mexico. Mexico, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. International pull. Got to go across a border.
Yeah.
Go across a border, check in.
Couple flights, probably.
Oh, my, geez. Making their way to see training camp.
Yeah.
Practice.
Not a game.
Talking about practice. People are going to do that for your team, and that's why there's always going to be a lot of pressure on anybody that's involved with the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. If you do recall, the story goes that Rooney was approached about the Pittsburgh Steelers being America's team, because the Pittsburgh Steelers, obviously the Steelers are the steel mills and everything like that, and as they grew throughout the country, a lot of Pittsburghers kind of got stationed around the country to keep doing their thing. So the Steelers have always been a nationwide, massive fan base thing. And Rooney said, we're not America's team. We're fucking Pittsburgh's team. Yeah. That's all we care about. Allegedly is the story. So the fans are always going to be strong, always going to be passionate. You've been in the middle of a couple things. Like last year, obviously, we got a new quarterback. Last year, we're having a little bit more of a basic offense.
What?
You're adding pieces, though. What is the big jump this year? Has Kenny Pickett, from all reports on the internet, he has taken a massive leap. The offense has taken a move. What have you seen as a guy that's piecing a team together to try to win a championship from this training camp that's maybe different than last year or years in the past?
I think it's just everything's been really encouraging. I'll mention just with Kenny. Kenny is no one outworks Kenny Pickett, and he has such a desire to be great. And that has an effect on everyone in the locker room, everyone in the building, really. And we'll see. We travel to Tampa tomorrow, and we'll see what the progress is. But we feel really good about it, really encouraged.
What do you get out of those games, you personally? Are you scouting the other team while you're watching that game? What are you watching in these preseason games?
Well, obviously, especially with us, see how our team has progressed, especially those young guys. We've been practicing against each other for the last 3 weeks, so it's going to be nice to see how we do against another helmet. But also, we like to take a peek at the other team. We have an idea of maybe who's going to come free from them. We all have to cut guys here in a couple weeks, and we'll be prepared. But mostly, it's just seeing how we've progressed from day one. We see it on the field, and we think we know, but it's good to see it against another helmet.
So when you talk about Kenny Pickett and how hard he works and everything like that, and I don't know if this is necessarily how every person that talks about football judges things, but when I see Kenny Pickett chugging beers with his offensive line at like a Luke Combs concert, that gets me fired up. Like that gets me like I'm pumped about that. Because I think there was a generation that happened of quarterbacks that either they were too standoffish or maybe too health conscious. You stop seeing like the interaction of like being a teammate, being a human. So whenever I see Kenny at these concerts, Kenny Chesney, Luke Combs, and his whole entire offensive line is there, and they're kind of, that means you guys got it. Behind the scenes, it feels like the chemistry of that team is really. Do you feel that? Do you see that? And when you're picking a team, do you have to think about not fucking that up almost,
Yeah, and I've been kind of spoiled because since the day I got here in 2001, we've had some unbelievable locker rooms. And, it's just a standard that's been set here. But this locker room here, I told the guys in our first meeting with the players that this is a really special locker room. I really feel good about it. And if we do what we got to do, I think special things are going to happen to it. But yes, the camaraderie's there. And, it's been great. I mean, I'm sure you guys will talk to a bunch of the players here at some point, and you guys will get the same. I'm sure you guys will get the same opinion.
Do you have to think about that, though, when you're piecing your team together? Like, do you?
Absolute 100%. They got to fit into, our building, our culture. And, it really, it's hard to explain in a few words, but we're trying to identify Steelers, right? I mean, you're from Pittsburgh. You guys are from Pittsburgh. You guys know, right? Like, you just know when you're around it, you know what a Pittsburgh Steeler is supposed to, how he's supposed to act, how he's supposed to play, his demeanor. You just know. I mean, I'd like to put it in words, but it's hard to do. You just know.
No, you did put it in words. You said we're trying to find Steelers. Like, I think everybody knows what that means whenever you say that. Yeah. And I appreciate the fact that you take that into account, too, as opposed to just like, this guy does, run a little faster. He does. His upside potentially a little bit bigger. This guy, but everybody loves him. Yeah, it's like
tough.
It's like, well, we keep the dump truck. right? That everybody loves then, I think is what we do. And then when Derrick Henry's on the goal line, we're going to have him brought into this thing with Spillane. Like, I do appreciate that you guys actively think about that. Last question for me before Tone has a question for you, and I know he has a bunch. George Pickens seems to have an awesome attitude this year. You know, we're flexing on people. Yeah. I like that. Okay. Now, I don't know how you all feel about it, but I absolutely love that. He seems to be making miraculous catches every single day. What is your conversations like with George Pickens? What are your expectations of him? And that guy's the next superstar in the league, isn't he? Doesn't it feel that way right now?
I'd say George keeps doing George things. I mean, they're pretty special and unique things. You know, he's growing, he's progressing. You know, we'll see where the jump is from year 1 to year 2. But I'll tell you, the guy that's had a real impact on him too is, I think, you know, we added Allen Robinson this year. And Allen's the ultimate pro. And I think he's been great for George and Deontay, really all the guys in the receiver room.
Hey, veterans in a room are a big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal. Big deal. You know, guys like Allen and Pat Peterson, you know, we had Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, we added Landon Roberts, Isaiah Suamalo. Like, those guys truly have an impact, especially on the young guys.
Well, and if you have a shitty vet in there too, that affects it as well. That's like, you know, that's a lot of influence up there. Like, hey, this guy's been in the league a long time. How'd he do it? Well, I'm going to do what he does. So if you get somebody that does stuff a little bit, it's like, that lingers. If you got the right people, though, it kind of has an osmosis effect on everybody. Tone has a question for you, Omar.
Yeah, Omar, speaking of picking Steelers, what's up, Omar? And finding guys who fit the Steelers culture and stuff like that, how do you feel? Because, you scout these guys, you interview these guys, you have an idea, you think you know these guys, and then you draft them and you get them in the building and you kind of get an idea of who they actually are. You're in there for a few weeks now. Broderick Jones, Joey Porter Jr., Darnell Washington, all the reports coming out are good. He's fighting for the number 1 spot. Darnell, when the pads came on, just has showed out. Joey Porter Jr., we see him on all those highlights. How do you feel now about your draft class that you've had him in?
It's still early, but we feel really great. I mean, those guys are competing and battling, and you know, our goal is to put the best 11 guys on offense, the best 11 guys on defense on the field. But every one of those guys is competing for an opportunity to play. So very encouraging and very positive so far.
No air conditioning, huh, in that dorm?
It's a hot one today here. Listen, I'm not throwing anybody on campus under the bus, but yeah, it's dorm air conditioners in here.
Dude, nobody's doing that anymore. Like, very limited teams are doing what you guys are still doing, and I think it's because the tradition's so big in all of Western Pennsylvania, and everybody kind of makes the trip. But, you know, like, I went up to Colts training camp last week or whatever, and last year we did that. We used to have to go stay in these dorms and, you know, this whole thing for like 3 weeks, whatever it was, 20-some days. These dudes are staying in this, like, 5-star hotel up there. Yeah. Everybody's got this all around. I'm like, damn, must be nice. And the Steelers are like, put us in the no air conditioning having dorm. We want to keep it in there. That does feel like a Steeler move, though. Speaking of a Steeler move, Mike Tomlin is just like the most synonymous person with a brand.
He's awesome.
He's become this guy that I think everybody looks up to. When he speaks on anything, we all stop and listen, because even though he might have his own way of saying things, the message is loud and clear. He still seemingly has the same exact juice that he had, 18 years ago? How many years has he been there now?
18?
I think he's going on year 18 here. Yeah. 07 was his first year.
Yeah.
Same energy, same everything. New generation of humans. He's seemingly the same exact guy. What have you seen from Tomlin, and how do you feel like his coaching has been able to resonate with people that are now 50 years old versus people that are now 21 years old, if that makes sense?
Oh, he hasn't changed from day one. You know, he can relate with anyone. He does such a great job. The young guys, the older guys, he commands a lot of respect no matter what level you're at. It's awesome to be around. You see it every day. I mean, you see it every time we play pregame warmups, when you see guys from other teams, guys that he got to know during the recruiting process, coming up to him and saying hello. I mean, you got to know him too, right?
Yeah.
Pat, through the years, and he's just tremendous. You know,
I talk to him.
The guy that's just who he is.
I talk to him every single pregame, and it ended with the same thing. And it wasn't, I don't know if he's involved in this or not, but he said, I'm going to bring you home when you're old and cheap. That was literally what he said to me every single time we talked. Have a full conversation. How's the family? How you doing? Life's good. Well, you're having a good year. You're having a good year. Saw you did this. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Big dap up also. Bring you home when you're old and cheap. It was kind of like the side off. You know what I mean? Like that was, yeah. Yeah, now I'm a good negotiator, though. I think that I told him I'm never going to be cheap, and I'm going to retire before I get old. But like those types of convos, he didn't just talk to me, and he's the one who did my pro day at West Virginia. He's probably the reason why I even had the Colts watching me at that pro day and get drafted. That's like, it's a full meet and greet for Mike Tomlin around the entire NFL. He's become one of the voices, seemingly, of the entire NFL, and what a fucking good one you guys have, honestly.
He loves the process, too. Like, he's just a real guy. Like, he just loves it. I mean, he's genuine.
Yeah, they say he just goes into his cave, his film cave, and just doesn't come out or whatever. And then when he's out, he's got like 6 new metaphors.
Yep.
Whole new thing.
Walked in.
Fresh pair of Air Forces, just fucking shades on. I've been thinking about this, Let's do the routine things routinely. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? You know what it means. Like, it is just like, he's awesome, bro. They should be a documentary about him just as a human and everything. He, though, knows he's going to have to win another Super Bowl, right? In this particular thing. And once that happens, then it'll all be something like, we're talking about Mount Rushmore, greatest coaches of all time. I think he's precipice of that. Excited to watch. Ty has a question for you, Omar.
Omar, everyone in the building and outside the building knows how important TJ Watt is, not just to the defense, but your entire team. But coming off an injury last year, how difficult is it managing a guy like that in the preseason and in training camp, where obviously everyone knows about TJ Watt? I assume he wants to be out there all the time, and he needs to get ready for the season. But then you look at, what like the 49ers do with Nick Bosa, where it's basically like, hey, this guy doesn't need to be out here. We don't need him to get hurt. We just want him ready to go, once the regular season starts. How difficult is it managing that when I assume he wants to be out there all the time, but it's also like, hey, we just need you rearing to go once the season starts?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult to manage just because a guy like TJ Watt, I think if you let TJ play every single snap, every single walkthrough, he would do it, right? That's just his nature. So it's on us to manage him. We have the data. We understand what the best avenue of practice is for him, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes he listens, sometimes he doesn't. But we understand he's a competitor, and he'd be out there every single play if you let him.
Connor.
Yeah, to that point, Omar, like, how do you view the preseason as a whole? Is it more so kind of looking at those guys who are on the cusp and trying to decide whether they fit with the team, like you mentioned, being a true Steeler when you know? And then also, we asked Brandon Beane about this as far as picking up other guys on other teams during the preseason, or, if they get waived. How often are you looking at those, 40 to 60 players that probably aren't going to make a different team, but they might fit your, squad, and they're kind of better than your 53rd guy?
And also, how are you picking who's playing and who's not playing in these games? Sorry.
So, coach will determine who ends up playing based on how he feels. We play Friday night, probably all the way up to Friday. But to answer your last question, the end of your question, we evaluate every single day. We meet and we evaluate who's on everyone's roster. We study the waiver wire. Right now we have a list in place that we want to. We're sending we send scouts out to all the other games to evaluate the team. So we have an idea of who we would target. Once a cut down happens, to see if they would improve our roster and all that. So that process goes on all daily.
You think these games are going to be more important, less important as the world moves on here in the NFL?
I mean, in my opinion, they're very important.
That's just a big deal. You're a GM. That's a big deal, what you just said right there.
I think just for internally, just to see how guys progress, and like I mentioned earlier, see how they go up against another helmet. That's huge. Also, hopefully, I'm assuming every team's the same, but you don't always do the same stuff you did last year, you do this year. So this is an opportunity to implement some new things, to see how they're working. And so to me, the preseason is extremely important.
So you are a fan of the preseason games, where obviously the trends seem to be, now this year, a lot of new offenses, new quarterbacks, new places. But the trend had been for like 5 years, like the preseason games are just kind of becoming like not.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the preseason. I think it's important.
Tone, go ahead.
Yeah, and to that point, it feels like some teams, and this is not, I can't remember the last time that you guys practice against another team, is they go and they have the practice during the week with against another team, and then during the actual game, it's more of the 3s and 4s or whatever. Is there a reason why the Steelers don't practice against other teams as much as it feels like other teams do?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's just there's no real specific reason. I mean, we've done it recently with the Bills and the Lions. I think, maybe like 5 or 7 years ago we did. But for us, it's just kind of worked out coming to camp. And, we have a pretty good camp. We like the physicality of it. And, it's if it happens, it happens. There's no real specific reason. It just hasn't worked out that way.
Listen, if we can agree on terms of what these practices are going to look like, we will certainly practice with another team.
Sure.
But also, we can't hold back because they want to hold back. We don't even think about that whenever we think about teams practicing. Like, that's probably a full conversation that takes place long before the practices are scheduled, right?
Absolutely. These conversations happen as soon as the preseason schedule is about to come out.
Did you guys have any? Have you had any?
We always have we always entertain a couple of them. It just, logistically, several reasons don't work out. Who it is, maybe, it just doesn't work out.
All right, so we're thinking no pads for the whole week. We're thinking, yeah, that's funny. Tomlin going, nah.
Nope.
I don't think so.
Cancel.
No, we're hitting, right? We got 12 periods of, Yep. All right. That's awesome. Well, enjoy your camp. We appreciate you joining us. Find some air conditioning up there. I mean, the amount of people.
I appreciate it. Hey, come visit us in Latrobe. This is your backyard. Come on. You got to make the pilgrimage up here.
Been there, seen it. It is, I would love to get up there, though, just to kind of do that whole thing. I think I'm going back to Pittsburgh this weekend, but you guys play Friday, right?
We play Friday. We're off Saturday. We'll be back we have practice Sunday. Come visit.
What time?
1:55.
It's so late. I got a baby. There's a hole.
Yeah. Listen, you can swing by that sandwich shop you like and bring us a couple sandwiches. One of your guys brought them up last year. They were delicious.
Rudy's, hell yeah. Kaboli has some in his pockets every single day. That's
right.
Go ahead and grab those things.
I'm not sure I trust him in his pocket, though.
Well, that's because you guys are giving him a runaround. Ladies and gentlemen, Omar Khan. That dorm life sucks as an adult.
I cannot imagine.
I just want to let everybody know that.
It looked brutal for him.
I mean, it wasn't great as a kid.
Did you guys
either.
do dorms? You did. Yeah, you guys did those
did
barracks.
dorms, but they had AC.
Yeah. Did you guys have public bathrooms?
No.
So the dorms that we went to, you go down the fucking hall at 3:30 a.m.
Yep. Bring your shower kit.
Bumping into it. Good night, dude. Yeah, I'm trying to pee. Got to wait in line. Oh my God.
Jesus. Just pissed in the sink.
Lights are on. Yeah, bottles. Yeah. You start pissing in bottles.
Yep.
You got to poop though.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go do the long walk down the hallway, and then the rookies were up in the top, obviously sharing a room. I couldn't even imagine what it was like up there. Couldn't even imagine,
Shit show.
dude. Because when I was a rookie, we were at a different place, nicer school, very nice place. It was like a apartment we were staying in almost, like a dormitory apartment. So you had your own bathroom, the whole thing. It was nice. Then we moved to this new place, and it was like cool place. Okay, very nice people work there.
Sure.
The amenities, though.
The place itself.
Just life as an adult
Yeah.
doing that was like quite a...
In the NFL.
You see a lot of guys retiring like the day before training camp starts, back whenever those were happening. I think some of it was like, I'm not fucking going to sleep in a shitty-ass dorm for the next 27 days.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go do that thing. But it does bring you together.
It does.
Like, I think getting away for training camp is something that people should do. Like, there's some teams that don't do it. I think they're go home, come back, training camp starts tomorrow morning at like 8 a.m.
Yeah, Packers.
Yeah, it's
Patriots too.
That's a wild thing. Now, Bill is like the godfather of football. So if he doesn't think it's purposeful, cool. But for me, I think everybody getting away and only having each other is a massive part of team building. So that's why I appreciate them going and living a miserable life up in St. Vincent still while everybody's kind of transitioning out.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. With the Cowboys, we was in Oxnard,
Cali.
California, which was 5-star, you know what I mean? But you had I didn't have a roommate, but the younger guys had a roommate. And then when we was with the Bengals, we was at Georgetown. It was a little bit more ruggish, but you had dorm, you know what I mean, two bathrooms for two rooms, 2 bathrooms for 2 rooms.
Yeah.
But it was pretty decent. But I agree though. I love it when all the guys get together. You know what I mean? You ain't got nowhere to go, so it brings bonding with the team together.
Forced to talk.
Yes, and then you really find out who people are if you got to stay with them for 2 weeks.
Yeah, forced to talk. Like, who snuck booze in here too? Who has some edibles in
Who
here?
playing cards?
Yeah, who's up? Who's not up?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. My room was right outside the common area where I think purposefully, it was a good move. It was a good move. I had everything. You know what I mean? You stop by, you call me 7-Eleven, you need it, whatever. But also, I had nothing to fucking do. So, like, I had pretty good energy, too. So, people come back. I'm happy people are back.
Yeah, finally.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
How was it? Tell me everything.
Let's do something.
Like that type of stuff. But in that common area, like, that's where you're kind of forced to hang out. You're either in your room or in some of the vets had TVs in their rooms, obviously. But, like, you go into that common area, it's the TV, there's games, there's arcade games. You're talking to motherfuckers you've never talked to ever in any other situation. I think that is a massive piece, like a big, big piece. When I found out this one dude snuck some homemade wine in, I was really impressed. I'm like, bro, nobody would have expected you to be this guy. Love what you did.
Here we are.
Yeah, I'll take your cup. I'll drink that thing. The edibles were awesome.
So your training camp, like, what was that? Because if you were just hanging out in the room most times, did you not go?
I stopped by the offensive line room. Hey, you guys are doing great. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Hey, you guys are doing well. Hey, let's get a fight tomorrow. All right.
Good luck.
Go fuck off. All right. Everybody's just miserable.
You just get to bounce around.
Yeah, the fucking kicker. He's probably in the locker room throwing the fucking bing back.
Yeah, well, I was doing that. I was doing that. I got real good, too, for hours and hours and hours. But training camp I had so much empathy. Like, I actually did.
Yeah.
The way I went about showing it was like, oh, today was cool. How you guys, huh?
Tough day.
20
man.
periods, bro? Oh.
Want some Skittles?
I'm exhausted.
God, tough day. Think about how hot it was.
Shut the fuck up, Pat.
Oh, yeah, a lot of that. A lot of that. All right, hey, listen, you guys are doing great. Trying to win Super Bowl or not.
And now it's too hot. I mean, the Saints can't practice outside. I doubt anything.
Neither can Tampa. Tampa's been practicing inside. That game's outside coming up. It's about to be 111 or something like that. That's
doubt if Miami is practicing outside. It's 110.
They're joint with Atlanta, I think, because I saw that Tyreek Hill one-on-one.
Yep, that's right.
Where he went all the way across the field, and it was like unguardable in one-on-ones. It's like that particular route, pretty unguardable for anybody that runs 4-4 or less in one-on-ones because they're going all the way across the field. But also, he fucking turned that. I mean, he had that guy completely spun around.
I forgot to mention that yesterday when we were talking about how good the preseason could be, and I completely forgot about it until I saw that highlight of the teams playing against each other, because it happened with Colts and Lions last year, where they play all their ones in practice and then they don't play anybody in the game.
Dress rehearsal.
Dude, those, I didn't even think about them like talking about what practice looks like now when we practice together.
Yeah.
And I enjoy hearing, we have a pretty, hard practice. So some of these teams, so you want to do full pads? We're doing. So we're doing full pads this day, and then guess what we're doing the next day?
Full pads.
We're doing full pads right there, too.
Put them through it.
And then you should see it that next morning, full pads.
They're not happy that day.
So this is what we feel like we need to do. What do you guys want to do? We're not doing that to our guys. No. Well, it looks like we're not doing practice.
See ya.
Good.
I didn't even think about a negotiation. Can you add one skelly period in there, like just like in the middle where it's just, maybe uppers only, just shells? We got to go.
Full.
We got to go all the way down. If you guys are coming, why wouldn't we?
They have Guardian caps on. They'll be okay.
We're also thinking about this one, no Guardian.
Yeah, we're going to pop those off.
That's awesome to think about.
Yeah.
Because think about Omar negotiating this. Now we're negotiating the terms of war, pretty much. You know what I mean? What are the terms here, this whole thing?
No weapons.
Are we thinking about it? Yes. Okay, now we got to think about the terms of this. And then him going to Tom and being like, we're real close. They said they need 2 water breaks. Third practice, right in the middle. Right in the middle. We don't do we know you need a water break. We're trying to.
That's the point.
That's the whole. Well, they're saying they need 2. No deal.
No
Cancel it.
Fuck it. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Like, that is what have some joint practices been held up on before? Yeah. Like, what are some of the things that they're like, no way, not doing it? It was like, need a field goal period. We're not fucking kicking. We got a guy. We're not wasting 20 minutes on field goal period. You're not going full go on us. Like that, even things like that. Like punt team, we want to work on our blocks. There's no way. Like we did a joint practice with the Bears, and I think Robbie Gould was there. Pat O'Donnell was there. That was their specialist. Interesting. Interesting kind of watching other people practice. Mm-hmm. That was like a very interesting thing. Eye-opening, learned a little bit there. But there was a pretty sturdy agreement about like, don't get close to me.
Yeah.
Do not get close to Vinatieri. We won't get close to your guys. One of their guys got a little, try to make a team real quick. We got 2 things. And he got real close. And I think I might have pulled it and didn't even kick it or whatever. There was almost a full, it was like, oh shit. Now I'm the guy that's going to be in the middle of an actual fight, as opposed to being the, oh, fuck you, guy. Go to hell. You know what I mean? I'm like in the middle of this. And Tommy, our special teams guy, their special teams guy, very much
after each other.
Yeah. And in those preseason games, it's happening as well. So I guess those types of negotiations are always taking place. But entire teams having to decide what practice is going to look like if we're together is something I never thought about. So when he mentioned that with his sweaty ass head in that dorm room, I was like mind blown by those types of negotiations.
Especially a guy like Tomlin, where he knows like there's probably going to be next to no concessions when a guy's been there for 18 years and knows how training camp used to be, and then you maybe get one of these teams who's got a younger head coach and they're kind of trying to, and it's just like, no, we're doing things my way. I know how we used to do it. We're not doing this bullshit that you're trying to present. I'm sure it's a nightmare.
How about him saying, somebody coming up to him, data tells us that after 27 snaps of full pads, the body starts kind of deteriorating. That is what our data tells us. Tommy goes, my data, self-analysis, it is about play 29, period 30. That is really where they start breaking through. So your data and my analysis are going to have to come to an agreement. Right now, we are not seeing eye to eye on anything. The way Tomlin words it is, they need to film that. NFL Films, put that on Hard Knocks.
There we go.
Make that better.
Hard Knocks was good last night.
Yeah. No, to make the show better.
All right, let's get to a break. AJ Hawk will be on the other side. We're going to talk about Hard Knocks with AJ Hawk. Because he knows Aaron better than anybody.
Yeah, he'll be able to read the body language.
Yeah, what did you see?
Is it a fugazi, perhaps?
Is Guru going to make an appearance?
Oh, I hope so.
So bad. So bad. I hope his body guru makes an appearance.
Oh, my God.
You should see this fucking guy.
Yeah.
He is strapping. Super handsome.
Yeah.
Is that the guy that looks like Hugh Jackman?
Yes.
Bingo.
Wolverine, basically?
But taller, I assume. I don't know how tall Hugh Jackman is.
Definitely not as tall as...
Was he the amateur wrestler?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Found his IG. Definitely amateur wrestler.
Yeah. Veins coming out of places of your body that no one else has veins coming out.
Calf.
Yeah.
His calf vascularity
is unbelievable.
He's got the C in a squiggly line.
Think about this guy. Now, maybe not everybody knows our group of people here as well as others. Think about us seeing this freak show human.
Statue.
Statue of human. Shirtless, completely jocked. Just walk by, not say anything, and go into another room. And then our immediate, what the fuck was that? What was that? What is that? Something just walked through here.
Playing tight end this year?
We all saw this thing. What is that? And then we start learning who it is. And then he comes back from probably another workout. Just stops by. We say, hey, stop him. Good for you, man. Good for you, dude. Very uncomfortable, humble laugh. And then he does something else, and then he comes back, and we're like, yo, every day you got to fucking look in the mirror and see that? And then walks away. We were mind blown. I've never seen a white like this.
No.
You know what I mean?
I've never seen a human like that.
I've never, no spray tan either.
No.
Like, those bodybuilders, they do the fucking spray tans, and it kind of accentuates everything that's going on. This dude kind of I don't want to say pale, but good tan, but non-spray.
Yeah.
Wow.
Down to his ankles.
Yeah.
And then
whole way.
I was like, fuck.
And that was before we saw him on the jet ski.
Oh my God. This dude was jumping over docks.
Yeah.
Travis Pastrana.
Yeah.
Let's get to a break.
No,
then he did rat us out. Yeah.
He did.
These guys over here are egging me on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Not my fault.
I'm like, what did you say?
The hell?
What happened? We're adults here. What?
Oh, the lake police didn't like it?
Neighbor. He jumped over this neighbor lady's like little dock thing. Mostly because we said you could.
There's no way you could do that.
This dude was so good on a jet ski.
He was.
Absurd.
Very good on jet ski. He had this thing like turning sideways, floating on top of the jet ski, like on top of the water.
Turning on a dime.
Grew up riding dirt bikes, I think.
Oh, okay.
So it was like very. It was like pretty sick.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Coming dangerously close to massive rocks just sitting out there, and
we didn't think that he needed to get as close as he was getting to these mountains.
But he was.
But then he comes in and parks this thing, and there's like something out in the water that the neighbors were laying on, and I think you park a jet ski on.
Yeah.
Pretty good size.
Or whatever.
And I think AJ was the one who was like, hey, pal, you think you could jump that thing?
Yeah, go do it.
And I was like, oh, you definitely. And then obviously Ty and Carl, no
way.
No, you can't do that. I'm like, I think I think you, fool. It turned into a full, well, man, I seen you do that. I think you.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets back out there. First time doesn't do it, just runs it right over.
Yep.
Boo.
Yeah, obviously we start chirping. Then he goes back, he creates a wake.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts like, on his way back, he starts like creating a wake. Then he takes the jet ski like around this rock, comes back, hits one of the wakes that he made and jumps over top of this thing.
Clean.
And we obviously look at this fucking thing. You know what I mean? We're so pumped for him. And then like 15 minutes later, we're still sitting there. The neighbors, they get their little canoe, basically, go out there.
Mm-hmm.
They strap the thing up. They shoot us some stern, nasty looks, drag it in and go like, this isn't a toy or something like that. And obviously like, well, sorry, you know.
It was them.
That's what happened. He went over and apologized.
Yep.
And he said, I told him that you guys were kind of egging me on, and I kind of felt obligated. We're like, why are you telling us?
What are you doing?
Why are you telling us?
Yeah, and
We can't do anything to you. We get it. You're a fucking 6'5", absolutely strapped amateur wrestler, but also, like, it was pretty cool. You should have told the lady.
Come on. How old are
Hey,
you?
lady,
You see what I did out there?
Yeah.
I'll come back and do it again tomorrow.
Let's get AJ's thoughts on that on the other side. Is AJ on right now? Let's do a little preview of AJ.
I like that. I like when we do this.
AJ, why'd you egg that guy on?
What are you talking about?
You were the first one to say,
You were.
hey, Paul, you think you could? That's what you said.
He was
I
doing
like
the
to see guys
handstand.
do cool things on jet skis. I'm sorry.
Me too. Sorry.
We got like the Travis Pastrana of the water. Let's see what you can do, bud.
And he did it, didn't he?
He delivered. Yes.
Yes, he did.
He was worried. He said, I think it's going to be a bit underwhelming when I do this. And I was like, oh, no, it won't. And it was not underwhelming. He did it about 8 times, then flipped off once.
Why do you think? Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about the runaway jet ski.
He did.
Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't strapped into it. It was still running. He had to swim to it and get it before.
Damn near ran into the boat.
He had to it was like a full-on.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, he didn't want to wear a jet ski either. He got the call down from Aaron. He's like, Aaron's like, come on, you got to put a life jacket on.
Oh, yeah, life jacket, yeah. Well, of course this guy's not wearing it.
Yeah.
Well, you got to clip the key to it, so if that happens,
Dude, he was
run away.
he was so cool.
He can swim faster than a jet ski. He wasn't worried about that.
Yeah, that's why, Aaron's in the best shape of his life. You know why? Because I think this guy is just with Aaron all the time. So, like, every decision Aaron is making outside of that building, it's like, hey, thing.
What do you
What do you say?
What are we?
Thing.
And thing is,
Isn't he? He's not. That's not a human body. That thing.
He's a specimen. That is for sure. Yeah, and whatever Aaron's doing, Aaron looks great.
He put AJ through a 35-minute workout rehab session for his knees.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Fixed them.
I heard he fixed your knees after all those years in the NFL.
no pain.
I feel good. I've been doing a lot of it. Pat was very active, making comments, super sweaty, sitting in the shade. Looks like he was about to die. His face was so red.
I did try to hide from the sun a little bit. I got a little bit burned, and I just so happened to sit in a spot that was in direct view of your workout with this guy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just so happened to be there.
Well, it was pretty organic. It just all of a sudden I was asking some questions. He was taking me through some
Okay.
movements. Next thing I know, I'm strapped up. I got bands all over me and everything.
I'm on like 140, 160 milligrams. Got 4th-degree burns on my face. I'm sitting down at a table, probably smoking, and then all of a sudden AJ with this thing starts a full. That was a 35, 40-minute thing.
I didn't know what I was getting into, believe me, but I was not going to quit early.
Well, yeah. Well, I knew that, so I was like hoping this guy would just keep going.
Yep.
Keep going.
And
It was fantastic. I thought you did a great job. And then I was like, I have some knee. I accidentally said at one point, like, I have knee pain as well or whatever. And he's like, you want to get in here? And I was like, no.
stand up.
I would just go ahead and watch this. I'll take some things home with me, when I'm.
Mental reps.
I think he's the real deal, though.
Yeah, I know. I've connected with him on Instagram. We've been talking a little bit.
No way.
I think he's the real deal. And that's why I think, Aaron, really good spot. We'll talk to you about this on the other side. You watch Hard Knocks, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how you feel about the whole situation. We are very high on the Jets. Even more high on the Jets than beforehand. It almost felt like a showcase of hey, the Jets have sucked a long time. Yeah. No more. Everything great that could possibly happen in training camp. It felt like it. I loved everything about it. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. You are the greatest humans of all time. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5. Today has become a massive day in our program's history because just yesterday at about 5:15 p.m., I was sent a text that said, hey, I think it's time. And I said, what do you mean you think it's time? I think it's time to let the world hear where we're at. And I said, Aaron, you let me know if you want me to let the world know about you coming on tomorrow. And he said, yeah, let's do it. I put a tweet out saying, hey, listen, you are cordially invited to Aaron Rodgers Wednesday, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just 56 minutes, 34 seconds away from right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers. What's up, dude?
Good afternoon. Good morning here. Good afternoon there.
There's a lot going on in your world, bro. I don't even know if you know this or if you've been so locked in.
This isn't a decision day. This isn't me deciding and announcing to the world that this is what's going on. In fact, that's already happened. You know, we're actually days past this. This is kind of clearing things up, I think, for everybody interested. And I'm going to get into this now, if you don't mind, Pat. I'm going to go for a little bit here.
Hey, go ahead. There's 430,000 people currently, so a lot more people watching than normal, and they are all interested because you're a fucking dog as a football player. So go ahead and do your thing, pal.
The timeline, which I think is important, that's why I'm going to go through it, is that in 2020, they drafted Jordan to replace me. There wasn't replacement right away, but as is the case with the Packers and kind of the way they do things, they like to get rid of players like a year early instead of a year late in their minds. There's probably some people who believe that I was a descending player and that it was time to make a change. Everything that I was told in the week that I was in Green Bay was, take as long as you want. We want you to retire, Packer. If you want to come back and play, obviously the door is wide open. When I came out of the darkness, something changed. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but something changed. I got back to my phone after 5 days off of it. I realized that there'd been a little bit of a shift. I heard from multiple people that I trust around the league, players mostly, that there was some shopping going on. They were interested in actually moving me. At this point, you know, I got to admit, I went in the darkness, 90% retiring, 10% playing. My mind was, I'm tired of this. I hadn't got back into my workouts yet, and I thought that was what was best for me. So I went in the darkness to contemplate a lot of different things, but one day I spent entirely on the reality I was retired, and one day I spent entirely on the reality that I was coming back and playing. When I came out, it was clear to me at that point that although the Packers were going to say the right thing publicly, that they were ready to move on. I don't know what changed that or what moved that. If they just said, hey, we need to make a decision here because he hasn't made a decision yet. Again, there's no victims here. I'm not sitting here as a victim. I love Green Bay. I love the fan base. They're incredible. I live for playing for them. A lot of love for the organization. I just think I wish that in the beginning of the offseason, that had been the conversation. This is a credible profession, but it's a tough business.
You've said that for a long time.
Some of these issues were things I was talking about 2 years ago. It was, how do we treat older players on the way out? And it's ironic that now I'm that player, but I think that's the beauty in life, is the sense of humor that the universe has. No malice, no bitterness towards Packers. So I've shifted my focus to entertaining what the plane would look like. The Packers granted, obviously, permission for the Jets to come out and visit. We had a nice visit. At this point, as I sit here, I think since Friday, I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Okay.
I haven't been holding anything up at this point. It's been compensation that the Packers are trying to get for me, kind of digging their heels in. So I would just, I think it is interesting at this point to step back and look at the whole picture. My side, love and appreciation, gratitude for everything that Green Bay has done for me. So much love and gratitude, and just heart open for the Packer fans. And what it meant to be their quarterback. And also the reality of the situation. Like, it is what it is. Packers would like to move on. They've let me know that in so many words. Because I still have that fire, and I want to play, and I would like to play in New York. It's just a matter of getting that done at this point.
Okay, people in New York are doing this right now. People in New York are pumped right now. You sent a list of demands. Need you to sign Lazard. You need to sign Randall Cobb. I want Jordy Nelson out of the fucking ranch. Did that all happen?
It's so ridiculous.
Hey, that's happening, though. Like, you need to know.
Ask Schefter what I texted him when he somehow got my number and texted me. I didn't respond to Diana Rossini, I think her name is. I would say the same thing that I told Schefter. Lose my number. Nice try.
Schefter tweeted the photo. He said, Aaron did not lie. There it is. That's confirming. Lose my number. Good try, though.
I'll speak for myself. I'm sure there'll be people that have their sources. From what I've seen, it's like I had a sheet of paper when I met with the Jets and I said, sign these people. And that's not the reality. It's so stupid to think that I would do it, number one. Now, did they ask me about certain guys that I've played with over years? Of course. Did I talk glowingly about teammates that I love? Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Sue me. Don't actually.
Like, my only demand is for transparency. And if you say some bullshit, sometimes it's not even worth it. But like I said, when something gets out there and then assumed to be true, then it can take on a life of its own. It can go from, there's a conversation about 20 different players to, he wants these guys to be signed, otherwise otherwise he doesn't want to come. It's like, come on, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's all in the delivery of the information.
And I'm just really thankful. I got to be the starting quarterback of the Packers for 15 years. I got to be in an organization for 18 years. 18 years, that's a teenager. That's becoming an adult. And that's what I did there, and it was because of the people I met there and the places I went and the times that I had. I love you, Green Bay. Thank you. And I'm as sad as some of you are, but we'll meet again.
Massive show yesterday. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
And that says that the peak concurrence for 496, 285, but I've seen a lot of photos from people that are 498.
Wow.
Nonetheless, felt like afterwards, looking back on it, everybody was hanging out with us yesterday. Obviously not because of us. We know that. But Aaron, what a dog, dude.
Why?
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Wednesday, August 9th, 2023. Hour 2 of this program starts right now.
Football! Oh boy,
AJ.
That's AJ Hawk.
Appreciate you, Zeke. Thank you, Zeke.
Hell yeah. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor. Yeah, Connor's Mullet. At Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer. Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs. And 14-year NFL vet and corner Pac-Man Jones is here. Before we went to the break, and we almost caught AJ with a little high inside early pitch there.
That's right.
And he caught it, hit it on the screws with the football. Yep. We appreciate you. We got to chat a little bit about that situation in Tahoe where we learned about why Aaron Rodgers is in the best shape he's ever been in. And that situation is a human being that is built like a fucking sculpture, is his body guru, and with him, I believe. So he is physically going to be in the right spot. Yeah. What you saw from Hard Knocks last night, from where Aaron was saying, they're shoving it down our throats. Okay, we don't want it. We're like, That's what they're doing with this thing. We've told them publicly, everybody who said, we don't want to do Hard Knocks. Okay, they're making us do it. That's what he said. To what we saw on Hard Knocks from Aaron, where he was mic'd up, seemingly enjoying it, not scared of what its potential repercussions or, like how distracting it could potentially be. He leaned in seemingly like he has leaned into the New York scene and the Jets as a whole. When you watch that last, he's super fucking genuinely happy, right? Like that's what you saw as somebody who knows him better than 99.9999999% of the world. Is that what you saw from that? And what are your thoughts on Hard Knocks last night?
Yeah, well, obviously he seemed super happy. He seemed healthy. He could sling the ball still. Like just watching him throw, like all the slow motion shots they had, it was pretty cool. Like the torque and how he can release the ball and how he can torque his hit. Like it's just different how the ball comes out. It's so easy. He makes it look so easy, those super tough throws. But yeah, I mean, when Liev Schreiber asked him, like, hey, why don't teams want to do the show? And he's like, well, distraction, all that. But then Aaron pumped him up and was like, it's been a great experience so far. Like it's been nothing like I thought, I guess.
I like that they put that in there. That's a really raw, seemingly piece of footage that they put into an HBO show, that the NFL is putting there. That's like an internet clip there.
Yeah.
Internet editors,
smart,
digital people, that would be a clip that internet people would put into their videos because it's authentic, seemingly. It's a real conversation piece that people want to know. It's topical, but it might not be necessarily the image that Hard Knocks would want to put out, or like NFL would want to put out, or HBO would want to put out. Like, it seems to just be not really crucial to it all. I thought that was a good piece.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fun thing, especially with how much Aaron loved that guy. I've obviously
Lee
heard.
Schreiber, man.
Ray Donovan was one of the best
Yeah.
shows. Great show.
So he was Ray Donovan?
Yeah, he was a fixer in L.A.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
He was Wolverine's brother.
Yeah.
In one movie.
Yeah.
The actual Wolverine.
And Wolverine is
Hugh Jackman.
who is Aaron's body guru.
Bingo.
He's a good actor.
He was Ross the Boss Ray in the movie Goon, excellent hockey movie.
Hell yeah, Goon is a great movie.
Yep.
He was in that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was a bad guy, the other fighter.
Yeah, give me my fucking Percocets.
Okay. All right. Now I'm starting to learn who the hell this guy is, because I did hear Aaron's comments about the voice of God, and I'm like, he is good on this show.
Oh, yeah.
Is he that good on this show? There seems to be, like his voice is awesome.
It is.
His voice is awesome, but
It does change, though. I remember when Aaron mentioned 24/7. He was like, I remember watching
Yeah.
24/7 when they'd follow the boxers. Then 24/7, I think Floyd went to Showtime or whatever, and they had a different voiceover guy. It was a different show. Like without his voice, it makes it different.
yeah, he's a true talent in the
Yeah.
voiceover game. But like
Yeah.
the way people talked about him, I'm like, I must be missing something. Turns out I missed a lot.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
I was
turns-
with you, Pat. I had no idea why they were doing this.
I'm like, yeah, this dude's a great,
Yeah, I'm like, cool, VO guy. Yep, we get it.
Sweet voice,
Yep.
best VO guy of all time.
Love
Yeah,
it.
all right,
He's a big actor.
Yeah,
he's pretty
legit
decent
actor.
name.
Makes so much sense now.
Yeah.
Ray Donovan, like,
And Ray Donovan was like super cool, if I do recall.
Yeah,
right?
very
he's like
popular.
a cool
Okay, so
murderer.
everybody views him as like super cool guy. This is just like Cranston and that other guy,
Jesse Pinkman.
Boom, they
Aaron
view
Paul,
the
yeah.
Breaking Bad. They just are viewed as that type of human.
Right.
Got it.
And
Got it. Because I thought he was super cool last night.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, this must be why, because how cool he is.
Shows up in the chopper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's super cool.
Oh, yeah.
Should have ironed the shirt. Whatever.
Yeah.
He
Narrating
said, hey,
himself.
yeah, I wanted to take a car, but they thought it'd be cooler if I showed up in a helicopter.
Yeah.
And they're right.
He's a pretty big dude. If you saw him like standing next to people, like he's a pretty big dude. Especially for an actor. Usually they'd go out there and they'd look like giants compared to them.
Oh, because you're saying that normally people in that particular field seem to be much shorter than the average size?
Just humans. No, like I look like a tiny person if I'm standing next to all those guys. He didn't look tiny to anybody.
Yeah, I concur with what you're saying, but let's go back to what you said about Hollywood. So you're saying they're all super small people? Is
No,
that-
I never said I would never paint them all with one broad brush, but no, a lot of times.
Not on this
they'll
show.
Come out there. Yeah, look at him. The dude, he looks like he fits out there.
Aaron's big guy too.
Yeah.
Aaron's big guy. So and jocked right now. We talked enough
Sweet
about
glasses.
it. So he looked super cool.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought because of how cool he looked and how his voice sounds,
Is why.
that is why everybody.
Sure.
Like when he walked out of that helicopter, I'm like, this motherfucker got a helicopter in a training camp practice? Oh my God.
Yeah.
This dude is the man. Yeah. And I didn't know why. Now we know.
Now we know.
Yep.
All right, shall we leave, man?
Hell yeah.
I had a good role in,
doing it.
what was that Boston Priest movie?
Spotlight.
Yeah. Where the priests were touching kids and stuff. He did have a good role.
That was
That was
the
a tough
newspaper,
one.
right? The
Yeah.
newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boston Globe.
I
yeah.
do remember. I do remember.
Michael Keaton.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about some other stuff other than Hard Knocks last night, although I assume we'll talk about it again because this is that period of time we forgot about.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, where there's like, there is football.
But
But
But there's not much to talk about said football.
Yeah.
And we are very lucky to cover football all year round.
Absolutely.
We love it.
Love
Yes.
the
it.
GOAT.
But every single year, we get the same exact hold,
Yep.
hold, hold, and then all of a sudden a Thursday night game kicks off and it's like, whoosh, and
Yeah.
we're in a football season.
Exactly.
We're off.
We think we're in football season way before we're in football season.
Yeah. Right.
We need to mature in that
29,
particular.
Well, and now there's that new terrible period where it used to be
Yes.
fucking preseason game, and then 6 days later you had a fucking real football game. Now it's end of the preseason. You got fucking what, 10, 12 days to
No, if you play on Thursday, 17 days.
Yeah.
If you play on Friday, 16 days. If you play on Saturday, 15 and 14 days until your first game.
That's-
So that's setting up for another week.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Those 2 weeks are brutal.
Yeah, so your third game, 17 days on Thursday.
Right.
That's so long. And for us, a lot to talk about. Speaking of a lot to talk about, these are the good parts of these days, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because these are times where we can still have conversations where people aren't completely locked into straight season mode.
Sure.
Training camp mode, getting back into it all.
Fun.
Joining us now is a man who is done a lot this past offseason.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's done a lot on the football field.
Yep.
He's done a lot on this program.
What?
He's done a lot of inspiration.
Yep.
He's done a lot of magic.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, safety for the Buffalo Bill. Absolute stud. All-pro Poe, Jordan Poyer. What's up, dude?
What's up, guys? How you doing? Good to see you guys.
Are you in a nightclub right now? It looks super cool.
I know, it kind of looks like we were trying to figure out what's going on in the backdrop. No, this is just a little cafeteria meeting room we got going.
Okay,
It
so
works. It works. It's all right.
Yeah, I understand. Well, we did get your request that you were going to take a little bit to get on to the Zoom or the call because you had to go to a Donald Trump diner.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The red couches.
Yes, we made it happen. We made it happen. It was
It's not a blue couch.
Yeah, no, it is not. That couch is never going to be a blue one.
Nope.
Never. Hey, listen, obviously, that was a part of your off season, but how was your off season? I assume that it was a little bit of stress as you had no idea probably what you were signing up for there. But aside from that, how was the off season? How's the body? How's everything coming into training camp? And how do you feel right now?
Man, this off season was amazing. I really took advantage of all of it. Stayed with the fam, did some vacation time. Obviously, getting ready for the season again. Body feels great though. Year 11. I feel like
old.
Just getting. I call it just getting better with age. Getting better with age, wiser, a little wiser in the locker room. No, it's an amazing time to be out here at training camp again in Rochester. They always take care of us out here in Rochester, New York. So, it's our last. I think we got one more practice tomorrow, and we get to go home. So, but yeah, the offseason was good. Body feels great. I'm ready to go.
Go ahead, AJ.
Jordan, I know you're what's crazy stat that this is your 7th season with Micah Hyde back there in the back end as your safety tandem. That that continuity has to be unbelievable. Anytime you can kind of stay together and play with a core group of guys, especially both of you kind of controlling everything from the back end, how important is that for you guys to have Micah next to you?
Man, him going down last year was super tough. And then myself dealing with a lot of injuries. It was just kind of a lot of mix and match going on in the back end. Having him and then also Tre'Davious White back in the lineup. All three of us haven't played a game together since Thanksgiving of 2021 when Trey went down, and then Micah went down early last year, and so just to get them boys back and we're all flowing again, and it's really special to think when we sit here and joke about this is our 7th year playing ball together, myself, Tre'Davious, and Micah, and you can even throw Matt Milano in the mix, and then you add other guys in, Taron Johnson and Dane Jackson. Man, it's just we played together for so long that training camp, it's hard, don't get me wrong, training camp is training camp, but at the same time when you have an understanding of the defense and each other, how we do, it does make being out there a lot easier. Mike and I, we hear a call, we already know where each other's going to be, what each other's kind of thinking, and maybe there's one or two words said to each other, but there's a lot of times where it's just mix and match. It's yin and yang, man. And it's my dog. I love playing with him, and so it's really special that we get to come back together again for our 7th season together.
Yeah, and normally that's like your high school buddies, like you played growing up, and then you play into high school. You're together for 7 years. I guess with these new COVID rules, you could potentially have a 7-year college run,
right?
And very rarely in the NFL do you have a 7-year run with that many people. This is unique. This is very rare. I love to hear that you guys love it, though. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people with relationships for that long could potentially, things have happened. But just like everything else that happens in that building, you seem to be an incredibly tight-knit group. New play caller, though, on the defensive side. How's the head coach doing? Is he wearing those big fucking hats? What do we got going on with McDermott now being the DC?
He says when he's in the defensive room, he's not a head coach, he's a defensive coordinator. So, that's how we look at him, and it's cool to have his perspective in the room a lot more, his ideas and how he's seeing the game and how he's going to be calling the game. And so, being in this system, it's cool to have an open dialogue like that. In the middle of meetings, we can just raise your hand, we just ask a question, talk about plays, and just go back and forth. We're all in this together. We're all trying to get the Lombardi Trophy, and so having that open dialogue is important. I feel like, and Sean brings that in, and he brings those new ideas, and the new coaches that he's brought in. All of them have really, really great ideas, and we're just continuing to learn and continuing to evolve as a football team.
I love that. Hey, in this room, I'm the defense coordinator. You come up to me in the cafeteria, though, let's not be fucking talking about coverages.
Right.
Okay? Let's be You know what I mean? Head coach stuff. All right, you want to talk about travel and everything?
Big picture.
That's why that is because most of the guys that are doing that now are offensive play callers. You know, so like him being DC and also head coach. But with the offense, I guess, what have you seen? How's the offense? Josh looks unbelievable. What is going on the offensive side? Have we seen anything?
Not just that
really.
rope.
We haven't really seen anything seemingly out of Buffalo Bills camp.
The red helmet. That's about it.
Oh,
Red helmet,
blue.
blue helmet.
Or blue helmet. Yeah.
Blue helmet. He looks super cool.
Yeah.
He had a dart the other day, front pylon, that we saw also from practice.
Yeah, so how's he? That wasn't on you, obviously. I was on corner.
I don't think so, yeah. No,
Yeah, it wasn't on you. It was a great throw. It was a great throw.
Yeah.
Nothing you could have done if it was you. But, like, how is the offense looking, Jordan?
Man, they're looking really good. And it, like I said, again, just continue to make each other better. You know, that offense is making us really good. You know, Josh is – we kind of get frustrated sometimes because Josh sees a lot of our looks and, you know, he knows where – I mean, he knows where to put the ball and he's putting them on. I mean, he's putting them on.
Oh, it must be nice. You know what our coverage is. Yeah, okay. The teams we're playing aren't going to know.
Prick.
Okay. That's a funny thing to think about.
But I'm saying he's making throws that are like, I mean, he threw a cover 2 shot. You know, Gabe ran a deep seven, and Josh put it from the other hash just on the money on the sideline. And he's making throws like that every single day. I mean, yeah, there's one right there.
Oh,
too.
that one.
That's a whole different. Diggs looks great, man. Gabe looks good, and you know that new kid, Dahn Kincaid, he looks really good as well. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how Dorsey mixes it up. You got a lot of weapons on that side of the football, and they're going to score a lot of points. And so it's fun to watch. It's fun to see him grow. Josh, since he's came here to now, just being one of the faces of the entire NFL, and just how he carries himself as a person and as a football player. And you can see he's got a whole lot of new fire this year coming in, and you can see it in his eyes. Man, I'm excited to go alongside him, man. It's gonna be a fun ride.
That's awesome. Go aad, AJ.
I'm curious how one-on-ones are going throughout camp. I know people love to make a big deal of it. They'll show like a wideout, running a 7.5 second route, making 13 moves and catching the ball, and the crowd cheers for him. Like, how are they going? And do you enjoy doing one-on-ones in camp, especially with the crowd there and people trying to grade every single play when they don't know what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know how many defensive players necessarily love doing one-on-ones. You kind of take it with a grain of salt. There's no post safety. There's no, you're kind of playing to your leverage, and they're breaking away from your leverage, and so no defensive player necessarily likes doing one-on-ones. But we do a lot of different kind of one-on-ones, one-on-one pass rush. So there might be some days where the tight ends come, they get us on some routes, and then we'll come back and get them on some on some pass rush, and vice versa. So it's just competition. That's really kind of how you got to look at it. You're just going out there and just competing. Who's going to go out there and compete and try to win, and take it with a grain of salt. You win a rep, you lose a rep, you just keep continuing to move on and compete. That's all training camp is. And so I don't necessarily know anybody that just loves to go out there and do one-on-ones every single day, but that's part of it. That's part of it.
Yeah, you say you win a rep, you lose a rep. You just can't lose, every rep.
That's right.
And then you'll just find yourself out of a job, even though it's an unfair drill. You got no shot here, but we need to at least, need to win one. Need to get out there. There's been some guys who just get very visibly angry about the crowd cheering for the crowd's defense getting bombed on, repeatedly. Mm-hmm. And it's
that even happens. We do a walkthrough period at the beginning of practice. It's like let him catch the ball, and so Josh will throw a ball down the field, it'll be caught in the end zone, the whole crowd will just go crazy, and it's just they're having fun,
Hey, good for them. Hey, good for them.
God bless them.
That is so. I've heard real conversations about it too, not just a good for them conversation from guys like these motherfuckers. They don't even care. These people have they do not care one bit about anything out. And then if a defense has a good day at practice, it's bad training camp.
Sucks.
Bad practice for the Buffalo Bills today. Jordan Poyer had 3 picks.
Not good.
Yeah. John.
Hey, that's the way of life.
Hey, it's all right. Hey, you got to get mentally tough too at training camp. Got to handle that.
Yep.
Pac-Man has a question for you, Jordan.
Hey, Jordan, I'm going to switch it up for you a little bit. I know you was drafted by the Marlins. My question is, did you see the fight? What is your response on the fight? And who do you got picked to win the MLB this year?
Oh, yeah.
Which fight you talking about?
You know the one.
You know the fight.
The MLB fight.
The boxing.
He thought it might have been the boat. He thought it might have been the boat fight.
Boat fight too. Hey, boat fight too. Yeah, anywhere you want to go there.
Yeah, that was tough. That was a tough one to watch right there because it looked like Buddy was about to square up and really do something, and then that boy wasn't even looking either, and then he just caught him. He wasn't even looking on the punch, and he just caught him and knocked. Like that's a tough one to come back from right there.
Out.
I don't know what the boys is telling him in the locker room. There's not much you could really tell him. Like, hey, bud.
Apparently.
Hey, allegedly, Jordan, that wasn't the first time. Tim Anderson got smacked in the mouth, they said, a couple months before that.
After seeing that, I heard a couple stories, so that's easy. Hope he finds himself in these next couple weeks now.
Yeah, hey, Tim. Yeah, it's going to be all right. I think
it'll be all right, bro. It'll be all right, bro. I'm here if you need me, dog.
I did not know you were drafted, though. That's awesome. Who do you think wins MLB? I've heard the Yankees stink. That's what I've heard.
Word on the street.
I've heard the Yankees
They're hot.
absolutely
They won
stink.
last night. They're hot.
Let them Reds.
Who win it? To be honest, I'm so locked into football right now.
Hell yes.
Smart.
Hell yes. That's right.
I've been watching baseball, to be honest, and when the time comes to watch baseball, I'll watch it.
All right, that's great news. Ty has a question for you, Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan, obviously you guys won't kind of forget all the crazy emotional things that happened last year, but how refreshing has it been, this year, kind of being able to turn the page on everything and then obviously getting DeMar back healthy with the team?
Yeah, absolutely. Getting DeMar back's huge. Just the fact, his story is just such an inspiration to a lot of people. And talking about last year, you really kind of look at it as, just kind of gave us some calluses, to go into this season. We dealt with, the way we handled it, think about it, going through all the stuff that happened during the season and losing 3 games in the regular season and then, losing to a good football team in the playoffs. You look back and kind of hindsight, it's like, we did all that with what we had to go through. And so, imagine, a fresh start, guys back healthy and we're ready for this. This is kind of what, all the 7 years that I've been here since Josh has been here, this is our time. So let's hone in, be present, be here, and just continue to learn every single day, and man, and just evolve as a football team and see where it takes us, And so, we understand we're a good football team. We just got to continue to work. And last year was last year, but I do believe that we like I said, built a callus, on ourselves to be able to handle anything that's thrown at us. And so, we're excited for this football season.
We talked to old Bean, before he went and shot a 78.
Yeah. Jeez.
At that golf course across the street. Did you hear about this?
I didn't. I did not. At Oak Hill?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. Good for him. I mean,
Yes.
This guy's an incredible golfer.
Oh, yeah.
He sandbagged us. Like, I don't want to say completely, but he kind of sandbagged us. Now, did you golf at all? Aren't you a massive golfer as well? Have you ever golfed?
I do play. I shot a 75 this offseason.
Whoa.
It was my first time breaking 80. And, it was pretty big. It was pretty big. I had my home course in Coral Ridge Country Club down in South Florida. I was playing with my brother, and I was really hot. But a 78 over at that course that's amazing too.
Yeah, I think so. And then, so your team is filled with a bunch of people who are just great at golf, good at football. Great at football, obviously, do the entire thing. What an exciting locker room you have. And obviously last year when Von Miller was dropped onto the team, we all were kind of anticipating how it would go. And then literally from day one, Von was like, we, as the Buffalo Bills, feels like he fell in love with being a Buffalo Bill. And then everybody else fell in love with Von Miller being a Buffalo Bill as well. Is that the case now that he's all the way back? Where is he, locker room wise, on the field wise, health wise, and what is it like having Von for another year?
Man, it's awesome. You learn so much from a guy like Von. Super Bowl MVP coming in and just the knowledge that he brings about the game. He's a great teammate as well. It's things that I don't think that's talked about enough. Just how good of a teammate he is. Teaching young guys, teaching vets, and then, also off the field, I golf with Von all the time. And seeing how his golf game has evolved in himself, that's another cool thing. I'll be able to tell my grandkids, I'm golfing with Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, it's just really cool to see him interact, and we can't wait to get him back, obviously. But having him here for another year, and when he gets back on the field, knowing the impact that he'll have on the field, it just continues to motivate us, to want to just continue to evolve, like I said. But yeah, Von is he's a character dude, and we love him out here, man. And and I can see why he loves being here.
Yeah, and I thought about him because we were talking about golf there, and then you talk about him being a teammate. We got to watch it at the match. You know, he was the teammate of the NFL team. Draymond was the teammate of the NBA team. Vaughn was lifting with Travis and Pat. You know, it was like, hey, here we go. And Draymond was doing the complete opposite. I mean, both awesome. Hey, both. Hey, as an entertainment standpoint, loved it. Absolutely loved it. But Vaughn was like, you know, the way he was talking about, it was like a real, we got to watch almost what everybody has described behind the scenes. Fantastic stuff. Rarely do you find people like that who have that ability. You know what I mean? Like he's an alien. You know what I mean? Everything we learn about him is awesome. I can't wait to watch him get back on the field as well. You don't have to tell us. You don't have to get us diagnosed. Projection.
A couple weeks.
He's close though, right? He was close.
He's got to be close.
He's got to be close.
Close.
There you go.
He's getting there. He's getting there. We can't wait to get him back.
So, like, you know how they say a couple is 2,
Yep.
a few is 3,
Sure.
handful is 4. When he says getting there, what is that? You know, you think that's like
that's 3, 4.
Like,
game 1.
You know, like
He'll be ready game 1.
I think
all right, that's what
Game 1.
we're trying to figure out what level is. Okay, he's close. All right, that's like a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's on the way. All right, that's
Couple.
like probably a couple weeks. He's getting there. Ooh,
that's about a month.
Month and a half. Good. We're trying to gauge it. No, we're not trying to get you in trouble, but it is exciting to hear that Von Miller is all the way back to being Von Miller. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Jordan, obviously the big story of the AFC East this offseason was Rodgers joining the Jets, and that, you know, makes it the division even harder to win. But when you look at the AFC as a whole, it kind of feels like it's historically one of the better conferences in the history of the NFL. Has that heightened at all your guys' kind of, you know, attention to detail and just knowing that to get to the Super Bowl and, you know, win the entire thing? Has that helped you or kind of made you guys just kind of hone in on it even more?
Yeah, I mean, every year presents its own obstacles and hurdles, and obviously understanding the division that we're in is a very tough division. You know, each week is going to be tough, especially within the division where it seems like the games count as 2. So. You know, we understand that. Like I said, we're taking that one day at a time approach. We got to really, you know, hone in against. You know, we got Aaron Rodgers going back and that they're going to be juiced up.
Hey, he's good. I seen him in slow motion last night. He's good.
I watched it too.
You thought it was a good episode? Hey, good episode, right?
Yeah, it's really good. It was absolutely.
Felt like Hard Knocks was kind of back, right? Didn't it? It kind of felt like that.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it definitely did. I can see where you come. Yeah, absolutely.
We all agree. We all agree.
Yeah. But no, good football team, obviously. And then the division game, Monday night. So you can't really, you know, understanding that the division is tough, but you can't really look past that too much. So, you know, just continue to finish up training camp strong, have a really good couple of preseason games and get ready for that game 1. And, you know, football season's here. So, and we're going to be excited to play, man.
Go ahead, AJ.
When you play golf with Vaughn, like you said, he played multiple times. Has he ever beat you?
Great question.
Absolutely not. No, I didn't mean to say that. No.
Yeah, your delivery. Yeah, the delivery a little sharp.
You said it's evolving. His game's evolving, right?
He's evolving, yes. His game is getting a lot better.
So basically you're saying he's
Speaking of golf, though, I would love to get in Tahoe. Whoever is in charge of
Do it.
I would
You're
love
shooting
to get in Tahoe.
75.
You guys look awesome
Out
out
to
there.
Josh.
Hey,
Do it.
whoever's in charge, listen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news on my potential participation going forward. There might be a spot opening up.
What happened?
Absolutely.
AJ, I gotta learn how to golf, dude.
Too hard physically or what?
Bro, not only that, dude, like my feet, I bruised every toe. Every single toe was bruised. You know what I mean?
Sunburn.
Like, that's tough. Obviously I battled the sun.
Play
I lost.
barefoot. Play barefoot.
That's gonna be even worse because with where
The
I'm going,
ondulation.
like I'm gonna have to learn. Yeah.
Did you walk the course before? Like, have you walked courses?
So last year, first time, turns out at the tournament, it beat me then too. I had blisters all over, I couldn't make it. And then this year, the back of the foot wasn't the problem. You see, there was the front of the foot.
Toes, yeah.
Bruised, because I'm heavy right now. I'm like 255 pounds, and the shoes I don't think were proper for walking. Maybe cart golfing. I think the shoes that I got was a cart golfing shoe.
Perfect.
Probably.
I don't think it was a watch. So my shit bruised day 1. I couldn't make it, and then my swing sucks. You know, and then it's hard to golf.
Bro, your swing do not suck.
Bro, when every toe is bruised and you don't know what you're doing, it is a tough.
Hard to do.
Every shot, I was like, the PXGs were trying their best to save me. Like, actually, because they actually have like forgiveness. Like, you hit it off the toe or the back, it's going to go straight. I hit maybe 3 clean shots over 4 days. You know what I mean? Like, that. Everything else was like the club going. It was tough. It was a tough go. And I'm like, am I going to have enough time to figure out how to golf before next year? No. Am I going to have time to just golf at all before next year? No.
Nope.
Somebody else deserves to be there. Somebody else deserves to be there. You know what I mean? You're probably that guy, actually.
Well, I play with the Miz.
Appreciate it. Your swing is not that bad. I don't think your swing's that bad, but I would love to be there.
Your ass ain't taking that.
It's a different game when you have to walk.
Yes.
Yeah. And every shot counts. Like, every shot counts. Can't fluff your lie. You got to put everything out.
Can't touch the ball at all.
AJ played some of the best golf I've ever seen. I ended up in 47th.
Yeah.
Absurd.
I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of great golfers out there.
It's a real deal. You need to join us. And also, we have no say in that, by the way. We're actually going to a different network that doesn't run anything about that. You know, if a different decision was made, maybe there would be a little bit of, but we certainly will let people know that you would like to join, and you should be in there. Shot of 75.
Yeah.
Absurd.
And he's a dog. All
him
pro
in.
Poe. Have a great year. We appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you guys. See you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Poyer.
Yeah, Jordan.
All right, man. That was
He's got to sprint to a meeting now that starts at 1:45 probably.
Bingo. Yeah, that's all.
Remember those camp days? Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and they don't care. You know?
They don't.
Yeah.
He just had a great conversation, made the Buffalo Bills look remarkable.
Unreal.
Said good things about everybody, including the head coach, who would let him know that he does not give a fuck that you just got done doing it.
So
Oh, that's fun.
Could you imagine?
Oh, yeah. You got to walk into a meeting room. Think about it. The coach probably has, like, defense D coordinator, head coach there probably has, like, 5 clips already potted up of, like, their low lights from practice. Hey, we can't do this. No, not going to look at it.
Oh, you were doing the McAfee Show. Okay. Oh, yeah, hey, all pro Poe. Okay.
Get your ass over
Speaking
there.
of that, here's the first play from today. You're going to like this one, Jordan. Look at our 2 safeties. 7 years together. Just right into it. Right, literally walking out of that conversation with us about telling him we have no fucking say in you going to golf with that thing. We apologize. You deserve it. Wasted time there.
should be there.
A waste of a conversation. Right into a sit down. Yeah. We're on your time. When's the meeting start? When Poyer gets here.
Of course.
What a time, dude. We appreciate him, though. Good conversation.
Yeah.
They're going to be really good again.
What's that?
Said, and they're going to be really good again, so definitely going to talk to them more.
Yeah, no conversation really about them winning the Super Bowl like it was last year.
Yeah.
Last year, everybody was talking about the Bills winning the Super Bowl because, remember, coin toss gate.
Yeah.
You know, so that was everything. Like, they're going to go do it. This is going to be the thing. And then this year, I don't know how a team, if they would have won the championship last year with everything that happened in Buffalo, you know, because, you know, people get labeled a distraction. And that's a real thing that does take place.
Yeah.
And the entire league just goes, yep, we all agree, same thing.
Yeah.
And they say you want to eliminate distractions. That's all, because it's hard enough to win in the NFL to begin with. So why add any potential more adversity that is going to get in the way, or potential adversity get in the way? That's just how NFL people think. That is just matter of fact. For all of the other things that happened last year around that team, potential distractions. Now, I know in the moment you can say this is rallying the group and motivating the group, but how many days do you think are lost in like potentially watching film because you're grieving over a situation that either happened to your brother or your close friend or your teammate, or the community of the city, the whole, like there's a lot of things that can potentially take a little bit of focus or thought that are real that happened to them last year. If they were able to navigate that entire thing and be better than everybody else in the NFL, are you kidding me? I think you would have to talk about like one of the greatest team performances of all time. This year, a lot less expectation publicly. Now, internally, same. Bills fans, same. I'm talking about from the entire world. And he said they feel calloused after all that. Like, yeah, we went through some stuff, but normally when you're your strongest is after you go through some stuff. That's like why when you work out, it hurts. Yeah, because there's going to be good shit that's probably going to come from this. Now, not everything that hurts is good. Right. You know, you got to really do that. Yeah. But whenever you go through some stuff, you grow, you develop, you mature. I like the vibes out of there. And you know what? After talking to Jordan Poyer, The Bills are winning the Super Bowl.
Wow.
There you go.
Okay.
Put it on X, Gump. Put it on X.
That's big.
Put it on X. I did it last night with Hard Knocks. Cold takes.
Yeah, they should be better than last year. I mean, like Micah's back. He talked about Trey White being back. I mean,
What did he say? 2009? No, 21.
well, because
2021. He said Thanksgiving.
Trey White had that knee injury, correct, and then Micah was out all last year, pretty much.
And Trey didn't come back till like week 11 or something last year. So
Getting there.
Poyer was going to games in vans.
Right.
Oh yeah, because his lung.
We talked to him.
In the van. We talked to him. Celebratory.
Yeah.
He took the tractor another round.
He was
And
stop here on
Kansas
his
City.
way back, and he didn't.
Yeah.
What's that?
He was supposed to stop here on his way back, and he didn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy he didn't add an extra 4 hours to that drive.
Yeah, that would have been brutal for him. Their schedule, though, I mean, it's murderer's row. Yeah. The AFC East, I think they play the AFC West and the NFC East. So, I mean, it really is tough.
So good luck out there.
And then, every other first place team in the AFC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
It's good though. You're hardened. You're a hardened team once you get to the playoffs.
a lot of getting hardened. This team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
You know, a lot of
They love getting hard.
Yeah.
hardened. We're talking about hardened.
That's what I said.
No, they
That's what I
love
said.
staying hard. They want to be fucking hard all day
You're right.
long.
Yeah.
Always ready.
You don't have to get hard if you stay hard.
Yeah.
Stay hard.
Bingo.
Let's get rock hard, boys.
No,
Right,
yeah,
yeah,
but what
sure.
we're saying is staying.
Stay
rock
hard.
hardened.
Yeah.
Probably
Exactly.
breaking
Do
it down.
some buffalo antler spray and stay hard.
Yeah. Hard on three.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah, I think so. I like the Buffalo Bills, man. They're good to us too.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they are.
Yeah, everyone who comes on from the Bills is also like it's impossible not to like the Bills.
Well, and that's why.
It's like a college team. You've said it before.
Yeah.
I feel like a college team.
Yeah, it's 7 years they've been together. That's a long
time.
That's a long time. Here's their schedule. Obviously, they have the Jets on Monday Night Football on September 11th in New Jersey. That
This is gonna be a good game.
electrifying. I think because it's on ESPN, ABC there, that we have a potential opportunity to go live from there if we want to on Monday.
Oh.
But I think we'll be at the stadium. Nobody would be there.
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe we go to the game. I think we'll be able to get into the game. That's going to be a fucking big game.
First
Huge.
overreaction.
Think about Thursday. Yeah, it's first overreaction Monday too. There's going to be a lot of, but Thursday night Chiefs Lions.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Hell yeah.
Week 1, and then Monday night overreaction Monday. Us going bananas about this is on the horizon, team. Okay,
So close.
this is on the horizon.
right there.
Right around the corner.
We need to Yeah, it's close.
It is.
It's close.
is.
We're not getting there anymore. It's close.
We're in the 20s.
We are very close to a full.
August 9th right now?
Yeah.
August 9th, that game, September 11th, is
on.
right around the corner. It'll be here before we know it.
And September 7th is kickoff of the entire league. I mean, we're
We're
here.
there.
That
Oh, yeah.
overreaction Monday with Jets Bills ahead. Boys, put a post-it note down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's remember that when we're in that, it is the good old days.
Yeah.
Okay, let's remind ourselves during that time frame, this is the best it's going to be, baby.
That's right.
And then guess what? Put it on repeat for another 22 weeks.
Rest of the year.
Oh my God, AJ, it's hit. It's
Yeah.
What?
Almost.
Yeah. It's getting there.
We're there.
No, we're close.
Yeah. It's only 4 more Mondays.
Oh,
That are just
Oh
regular
my
Mondays.
God.
only 4 more.
That's it.
Right around the corner.
It does go fast, though. Time goes quick. It'll go fast.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, does it when you have a microphone in front of you and slam ball just tipped off?
Yeah.
in June, also the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals were both combined like 8 games. So.
What do they say? The days feel long, but the time flies or something.
Exactly.
Whenever you have a baby,
true.
I
Yep.
believe is what they say.
Right.
We got a mug gifted to us that had that on there, and it was
For kids.
man, that's pretty. Yeah, I
good
think
Well
that's,
put.
that's probably because time just like disappears for a bit. You
Yeah,
just-
the days seem long, but the years fly by or something, right? Isn't that the same?
Okay, so maybe it's
Yeah.
years instead of
Something
time.
like that.
It's like the college saying too. Like the first 4 days feel like 4 years, but then after that, the next 4 years feel like 4 days. And you're graduating college.
Wow, never heard that. That is deep.
Yeah, that's what they
Who
said.
said that?
I didn't graduate.
Einstein.
I didn't graduate.
Einstein said that.
Why are the first 4 days so long?
Because you don't know anybody. Sorry, I mean for NARPs, not for the regulars. You don't know anybody going in versus you guys. You go to the camp.
Hey, those summer workouts were awesome, dude.
Yeah, they were.
Just being able to know, the campus first of all,
Yep.
and humans.
Yep.
That was a big deal.
Got a squad, yeah.
But you go into a hey, what am I? I don't. So what am I doing here? I'm going here.
You got to walk here.
Where is it? Is it down? Like, how much time do I need once I get into the building?
Yep.
To get to this fucking.
You don't have
well,
to,
you're gonna have to go
you don't
up
have
some
to figure
steps.
out which house you got to pay to have friends or whatever.
What's that? What's that
What's that
about?
mean?
Is that a Duquesne thing?
You paid to have friends?
No, not
What are
me.
you talking about?
I went to fucking school 2 weeks early, just like you did.
Oh, Tone was a D1 athlete, obviously.
Hey, man.
Tone was taking a shot at Greek life.
Yeah, he was.
Oh.
Greek life has produced a lot of great things for a lot of people. There's no reason for you to just take a
Come
shot
on,
at Dirty
Diggs.
back there.
Yeah.
What, they didn't let you in,
Foxy.
Diggs?
No, I was not a part of Greek life. Let's get that clear.
Your family.
All right, I'm on Tone's side on this one.
Thank you.
No,
Foxy.
whoa. There are certainly parts of that world that are interesting, and we learn more about them by the day if we're not in the world. And I was not in that world either, although seems like every single conversation about me by people that hate me certainly bring that entire thing up.
Fucking representing them.
Every single time. I'm like, all right, I was on a team. Like, I mean, Jesus.
It's not the same, but okay.
That's an interesting thing because I knew some people, obviously, that I've known people and been friends with people who've been in frats.
Yeah.
And they're good dudes, you know? But then you hear some of the stories of shit that has to happen, and it's like, how'd you get through that, bro?
Yeah.
How did you?
I don't want to bong a beer out of that guy's asshole.
Yeah, wait. You're telling me I got to crawl around this room with this guy's cock in my hand?
Bro, some of these things that come out.
penis?
Dude, some of these things that come out, and we're not even talking about those types of things, like me personally, but obviously those come out as well. There's like some painful, there's like some.
Yeah.
You get spanked with
Yeah.
a paddle.
Yeah, like some real pain. It's
What do you mean? If you got to hold a dude's dong and crawl around the floor, that's pretty painful for me.
That'd be tough. Not to mention someone's holding your
I'd rather
dong.
you hit me with a baseball bat.
And we apologize to, the Greek life out there that's trying to do good, and I know that there is those as
A
well.
lot of philanthropy.
But we do apologize that this is what we have learned from the outside world about your world.
Yeah.
So it is tough for us to fully understand what you got going on. But every time we get kind of attacked for that type of thing, our natural conversation is, so these people are saying
frat boy fuckers.
We're going centipede, around town. It's
I think
that's not us, bro.
I think Greek life is all but dead on a lot of big campuses too.
Whoa.
It is.
Really?
Nice. Yeah, like when I was in Iowa, like they basically shut it down because there's a fucking someone getting alcohol poisoning and showing up dead in the driveway, and they're like, all right, we're not doing this shit anymore.
That stuff was like happening.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Oh yeah.
A lot of stuff. It's like crazy. And then I assume the Greek side of it, they say there is 50,000 blah, 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 fraternities and sororities. You hear about 2 things every single year out of 50,000. That is less than, that is probably their take on it.
For sure.
But I think the rest of the world, like us, we're like, seems to happen a lot.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
It seems like you guys got a lot of stuff happening over there. So, whatever the case, good luck out there. Let's keep the philanthropy. Let's keep the, elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let go of the dongs.
Yeah.
Sniffing dongs.
Yeah.
and
No
that
reason
kind of
to
stuff.
do that.
Eating poop.
Thanks for getting us to this
Spanking
tone.
ass.
Really appreciate it.
Sorry.
There is a lot of that. Thanks for that, Tone.
We were talking about nice.
What were we
don't
talking
know.
about
I don't
before
know.
we even got into that?
Man.
I don't know.
You were talking about how nice it was to be on campus. Have friends before school
before
started.
going to college.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Down there.
You're right. Anyways,
It was.
I knew I didn't.
college football is around the corner.
Yeah.
The days are long, but the years are short. Gretchen Rubin, shout out! Hey, you did it,
I
Gretchen.
believe that's what started it all.
Gretchen.
Gretchen Rubin, you did it.
Is that Michael Rubin's
Sister.
sister?
Dave Rubin.
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is she's speaking directly from my brain. I think she had a thought, and she was like,
Holy shit.
Yeah.
"This I heard, right?"
Yeah, whoa.
She was like,
Yeah. She said it to someone and their head fucking exploded.
Yeah.
She was like, all right.
"You're talking for me."
Yeah. Might have been
Okay.
Robbie Kraft.
I'm gonna go try this out on somebody else real quick if you don't mind. Another one. Hey.
Holy
Whoa.
shit.
Got something.
That's good.
Let's go ahead and fucking put that quotes right around it. Put my name right down there.
Right up on it.
Let's go ahead and let this truth be told. Understand what you're going through. This is it. Have a good one. Thank you. You're welcome. Gretchen Rubin.
TM.
Speaking of what we were talking about there with Diggs' mind, college football is right around the corner, AJ.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. High school football will start next week. I think here at least in Ohio, the first games will be next week.
Indiana's next Friday as well. I think they
Friday
got
this week.
scrimmage this Friday.
Yeah.
For your high school.
Yeah.
Wow. So we're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
Oh, no, we are here.
We're here, boss.
Yeah, we are, man.
Dog days of August. We're here.
And week 0 in college football is 2 weeks from Saturday?
26th.
Or Thursday?
Which one is that? Is that down in Charlotte? Is that week 0?
No, it's week 1.
That's September 3rd, I believe.
But USC plays week 0.
There are actually like a couple like big name schools that play week 0 this year.
I cannot wait until there is And now, granted, I did not watch a lot. I watched, all the primetime games, but I did not dive into college football as much as I have dove into college football once getting on game day, obviously. That's just a natural, I think, thing that would take place. There are some schools and teams that we're going to learn about this year that are just going to be electrifying out of nowhere. Yep. You know what I mean? Like some team's going to come along and it's going to be like, wait until you see what last year. I mean, TCU was this team out of we were out at their. We went to Kansas for a game day for them, and it's like, all right, we're coming all the way out here. This is a big time game. And then I saw that TCU team, and they're like much bigger than anybody has ever told. And then you see what happens with Quentin is becoming.
Johnson with the Chargers.
He's becoming like a guy out there. He's becoming a guy out there. He was their weapon. He kind of came in that Kansas game there. I'm so excited for that. Because the conversation about college football right now is like pretty divided, I think. There's a crew that's just like, yeah, this is going to happen. And then there's a crew that's like, this is not college football anymore. And there's like a lot of negative talk about college football kind of from some people because of what's happening years from now, a couple of years from now, 2 years from now, 10 years, whatever the case is. So I think once we get back into the games, we'll remember we got some good stories and good teams that are about to cook up, AJ. Ohio State going to win this thing, you think? We're going to get the new quarterback? What teams are you thinking about, AJ Hawk over there?
They should. I mean, I from everything I hear from camp at Ohio State, they look good. People feel pretty good about where they're at. No question. So we'll see.
Who's quarterback?
Who is a QB?
Who's
McCord? Kyle McCord, probably. I don't know if he's named the starter or not, but there's a couple guys going at it. He's Marvin Harrison Jr.'s high school quarterback.
Okay, so that's him. Then.
So this is you making an official announcement that
they're saying he was going with another guy.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, there is. I don't think they've named anybody. He was going at it with Devin Brown, I believe.
Yep.
Have you watched any of these practices? You had eyes on Kyle McCord?
I have not, but you know who has been there multiple times, I am sure.
Of course.
The general?
Yeah, oh yeah. What do you mean? He's in between gassers. He's got to take a look, take some notes.
I wonder, the thought of, because Michigan just went into Columbus last year.
Smacked him in the mouth.
Beat the fucking shit out of him.
And they got everyone back.
I was there.
Yeah.
Ran all over him.
We were wrong on their picks.
Yeah.
I thought Ohio State in Ohio.
Well, that was a weird game, dude.
All these Ohioans here. You know what's going to happen? Ohio State's going to do what Ohio State does.
Right.
They're going to get vengeance for what happened last year. And then all of a sudden, Michigan 2-0 last two, and have a win in Columbus for the first time in like 4 decades or something.
Yep. Yeah. That was the new Ohio, remember?
A lot of pressure on that Michigan game this year, obviously, traveling to the big house.
Yeah, Michigan's in an interesting spot, right? Because Harbaugh's just at for 4 games because of a hamburger.
That was surprisingly quiet, wasn't it? Harbaugh's suspension.
Well, Northwestern was right next to it, so
and it was a cheeseburger.
Who's coaching Northwestern right now?
Their defensive coordinators. They're
I'm excited for Colorado. Shout out to Dahn.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Prime. Coach Prime.
Seems like he's 58, 78 transfer. I'm excited to see what they do.
They're coaching, right? I mean, I watch every video I see. He's either rolling around, doing something, teaching, giving a lot of knowledge seemingly on that field, for these practices with who's coaching and who's all over there. The talent they allegedly have from the transfers.
Yeah, Shedeur.
What are they saying? They thinking, Shedeur dropped it in
I think the
bucket. In an actual bucket.
Yeah, the clips of Shedeur have been unbelievable.
I think the win total is 3.5.
They saying they only going to win 3.5.
That's the over-under. I mean,
really?
Yeah, so that feels like
they're going to bet on that.
What's their schedule like?
Now, are we? Hold on. Somebody's going to say it. I don't want to be the guy, but it seems like I have to be the guy in this particular situation. Are the books saying 3.5 because this is like a classic situation where we're all massive fans of Prime, and we know what Prime is, and we think Prime whenever we think of the Colorado Buffaloes. But in reality, Colorado Buffaloes haven't won in like 20 years or something.
Since Cordell Stewart was there.
They haven't been a winning franchise in like 20, and he's just coming in, first-year transfers. There's going to be 22 Deion Sanderses on the field. I think that's how I think, naturally.
Yes.
I'm like, Prime's going to find his guys. He's going to get them in there. He's going to coach them up, and he's going to know football better than everybody else. He's going to have a system, and he's going to go ahead and do it. They got a quarterback. Shedeur's a guy. Well, is he a guy against big-time schools? From what we're seeing, I think he's a guy.
Yes.
And you know what could potentially help him over other people? His dad's Deion Sanders.
Yep.
So, we talk about, generational stuff, and obviously the kids have to have the body to be able to compete at the level in which they are. But getting to grow up knowing, not just your dad, all your uncles too. Pac-Man, just an uncle. Pac-Man Jones, a guy ran a 4.2 or something like that and made it out of zone.
1, 3. 1-3.
In Atlanta.
Because I got shit for that yesterday. They was like,
yeah, I know.
Man, you from zone 1. I'm like, bro, it's zone 1 and 3, but yeah. I swear.
I'm happy you cleared that up.
Yeah.
I'm happy you cleared that up. But yeah, like everybody that has been around him potentially knows the keys to making it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is what you got to do. And I think one of these Tomlin isms is what they're called. And he was on with Ryan Clark. I think he was talking to him. No, he was on the All Things Covered podcast from CBS Sports with Patrick Peterson and McFadden.
Yep. Yeah.
And his thing basically said like, I forget his exact quote. It was this Tomlinism about like what you have to do. He's just, whenever you think about it all, it's a wild thing if Deion's able to just change every person so quickly and get them to be able to win. But 4 games feels like you can get a better athletes on the field and beat another team.
A lot of the talk I'm hearing is like people have no idea because they have so much talent, but like how quickly if he puts it together, then they're winning more than 4 games.
3.5 games, so low.
The Pac-12 in that top 25, I feel like that's the most Pac-12 teams there's been.
They have a lot of quarterbacks
time.
in the Pac-12 this year.
Yeah, like Oregon State and Washington.
Oregon State's a great team.
Yeah, they were your bowl game.
Oh yeah, beat the hell out of them.
Washington, USC, Oregon, they all have their quarterbacks back.
Oregon State, they got transferred, didn't they? They got.
They did. They brought DJ in. Yeah.
Uiagalelei.
Yeah. That's another team who's probably going to be back too. Clemson with Klubnik. They've kind of.
Hey, they put Caden in some tough spots last year.
Yeah, they did.
Houston's at 14. Ball. You guys were counting that West Virginia-Houston game as a win. They're at 14.
Well, we'll see if
hey, Jay, let's see what WVU is whenever old Houston has to see the Mountaineers.
Clemson brought in the co-offensive coordinator from TCU last year as their new offensive coordinator, so they should be much better.
That's huge. And then you see what the Bama D tackle saying, like, "Hey,
Lincoln
we're
Riley's
gonna make
brother.
teams quit this year."
Yeah, Lincoln Riley's brother is now the offensive coordinator for Clemson.
Here we go. Hey, we got a good year coming up.
Oh yeah,
there's going to be a lot to talk about off the field, obviously.
Yes.
I need to remember that Tomlinism. It's a great clip. There's like 6 or 7 of them in there. Dude, he just
banger.
Like that Gretchen Rubin thing we had there. It was just like one after another, and I blanked it there whenever we were talking about it. But if Deion's able to do that, I mean, that feels like a pretty sure bet that I bet a lot of the public is taking.
Yeah, you saw on that tweet they have the highest handle and the biggest liability that was for BetMGM, I believe.
And they also said, I did hear as we move on into a nice little break here before we're joined by Chad Ochocinco for his first time appearance on the show.
Here we go.
The U.S. women's team in the World Cup. A lot of people had them just winning.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sports books did very well.
I imagine
that they did not win. You know what I'm thinking? Next World Cup, our women are back.
Yeah, they're gonna win it.
There's a lot of chips being stacked right now.
Yeah. New era.
There's a younger crew that's ready to come in and do it. Don't you think, AJ?
I have no idea.
Neither do we, bro.
I hope so.
That's not what it sounded
when's
like.
the next World Cup? When's the next World Cup?
4 years.
It's every 4? I thought it was 2.
No.
Well, it's every 2 for men's and women's. So like 2 years from now is the men's, right?
But then COVID did a do-si-do with that, I think.
Oh, true.
Because the men's.
That's where I'm confused.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Well, and Cutter fucked it up with the heat. So
yeah, and the dead bodies.
Yeah.
They had the falafel stands that everyone loved.
Yeah, made out of human flesh.
Let's get to a break. We'll be back on the other side. We don't know.
Whoa.
There was allegedly a lot of people that died while they were building the stadiums for a World Cup that was decided to be in Qatar, which is average temperature when the World Cup is played was like 145 degrees or something.
Correct.
So they had to build a lot of stadiums quick.
Yep.
Air conditions on the field.
But who's putting in those air conditions?
Yeah.
Who's moving all the stuff in that heat?
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
A lot of people that are no longer with us.
Yeah.
But those stadiums are fucking awesome.
They were.
Well, now they're getting taken down because they made them out of like recycled Coke and Sprite bottles. So they're basically just taking them to their local Walmart and
Isn't it amazing what they did with that though?
Yeah.
Because they had air conditionings on the field. To AJ's point,
unbelievable.
Fans blowing everywhere. Now, in a sport that involves kicking a ball, I didn't know how the fans would work.
Sure.
Nobody complained about it though.
No. We probably should have.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying the players didn't say like it was effective.
No, I'm saying
that
like
was nice.
the U.S. Like our players probably should have. That would have been an easy thing to kind of drum up when we got beat.
Oh my God, because then it automatically goes into, well, these stadiums were fugazi.
Yeah,
rigged.
Exactly.
Ball is moving.
Exactly. Take
That
a
would've
little
been a
heat
good-
off us.
That would have been a good PR move.
Right. Berhalter. You know?
As opposed to like, oh, we're not playing this guy because there was a situation that happened between the parents a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's get to a break. The women's team's going to win, though, AJ, right?
Yeah, they are. I feel very confident. But I mean, some new young crop of players, but also with some of the older vets, correct? You want to keep them around.
We are now in the Haran era. She was number 10.
And Rose.
Okay.
And Rose, number 16.
Rose Lavelle.
We're in dogs. I think very, very good from what I watched. Now they didn't score a goal for 200.
Well, we lost.
Where is the next one?
We lost.
Let's not take a break because somebody just joined us.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a big deal. Okay? Been a massive fan of this human being for a long time. One of the early trailblazers of what Twitter can do for you. The artist formerly known as Twitter, now X, what it can do for you. Built a fan base in Cincinnati with a incredible array of creative, interactive things.
Yes.
He really changed the game whenever it was players interacting with their fans or even anybody interacting, buying out restaurants and buying meals for 100 people on a random Tuesday fucking night in the off season where he would fill up an entire restaurant and buy everybody food, meet and greet, get out of there, no big deal. That was just a Tuesday. Then he obviously went into the media world. He crushed in the football world. Now he is working for Madden, judging every motherfucker in the league.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe he's live from the Madden Cruiser, which is currently training camp touring. Legend, Chad Ochocinco. What's up, man?
What's up, baby? How's everything?
Hey, we are pumped that you are here. Big fans. Love everything you've been a part of. Everywhere you kind of pop yourself into, you steal the show. You're a legend, bro. You need to know that.
I don't know about stealing the show. But I do like to just make my presence felt, for lack of better words.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you? If I was you, I'd do the same damn thing. Press conference. Is that, don't even see the man. Is that fucking Ocho Cinco asking a question? Why is Ocho Cinco at this press conference? Well, because he's Ocho Cinco. You are a fascinating and incredibly talented human being. Thankful that you're here. You're doing this Madden rating shit, okay? Do you feel a lot of pressure? Do you feel a lot of pressure in this world?
You know what? I do feel a lot of pressure because at this point now, I've been doing it for a few years now, and it's gotten to the point where players aren't happy with their rating, and people are sending me threats. They're sending me threats via phone, text message, via DM on Instagram, and DM on Twitter. And I'm taking these threats, not likely. So I explained to them, your rating is what it is because you haven't done what we think what you should be doing on the field based on your play. Consistency is what counts. Not doing it in practice, not doing it for one game, but doing it consistently against the best of the best at your position.
This is amazing to think about, and obviously everybody has questions, but I hated my Madden score whenever I was in the NFL.
I apologize.
I don't think you were doing it then, but I do appreciate you speaking for whoever was doing it then. You're a great team guy. Would love to have you on our team, but I did not appreciate the score. They had my arm. I could throw a motherfucking ball. I can say they had my strength. They had my speed real low, and I'm like, you've done no research, and now everybody on earth thinks that I'm a 71. That is because the score is actually how people outside, gamers in the world, hey, this motherfucker's a 87. He's pretty good at football. That's how people judge people in the NFL. It's a very vital part, I think, of how players are viewed by fans and how players kind of feel differently about how fans look at them too.
Listen, I am one. I play the game. I try to be very fair. I try to be very fair to everyone. Obviously, paying the focal point being receivers and DBs, but across the board, I take care of everyone the best way I can. The fact they don't see fit with their ratings right now, I tell everyone the same thing. All I need you to do, I'm going to do my part, and I'm going to be fair because I love you. I love all of them, and I want everybody to be 99s if it's possible. All you have to do for me is be consistent week in and week out and dominate every opposition you play week in and week out. If it shows up on film, I will make sure internally to go in and change your rating, even if it gets me fired.
I'm here for you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here for you. I love it. I love the sale. If this is like a Zoom call or a conference or a summit or something like that, it needs to be documented, because you just being the voice pretty much of these numbers that are next to guys is an incredible thing. Guys, for far too long, they had people looking at these numbers. They weren't on your side. If you dominate every play, you get a 99. That's all you got to do.
And this is the funny part. Pat, I will go so far as players that have gripes about their ratings. If you really feel that bad about it, and whatever it may be, as we get to mid-season or towards the end of the season, and it's not what you think you should, I will show you tape. I will break down in PowerPoint presentation why your rating is not what it should be. If it needs to go to that extent, I will show you myself. We will break down film together. This is why you're 83.
Let's go to Madden rating court.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be Madden rating court would be awesome, because I assume they would have film as well that would argue that. This is all great content, and nonetheless, a very powerful figure in how the NFL is judged. Go ahead, AJ.
Chad, I wanted to pivot quick and talk about your boxing career. You're going to get back in the ring. I believe it was in Miami when you were fighting. Not only your stamina, but also like you looked like a boxer. Do you have a history of boxing growing up?
I have a history of getting in trouble fighting. I have a history of getting in trouble fighting. So I wanted to, the competitive urge and the competitive nature to still compete at something is still there. Barring I had no injuries during my entire career. So I needed something that provided the same structure and discipline that football did. And boxing has filled that void. So I am still trying to box. I've been in the ring now the past 2 years, perfecting my craft. Before I fought, I only had 3 weeks to get ready. So I jumped in the ring with only 3 weeks of preparation. Now I have 2 years ago. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting on, that call, Showtime, Steven Espinoza. I'm waiting on you guys to call me, and I'm ready. And I don't do any celebs. So whoever I step back in the ring with will also be a professional boxer in some shape, way, or form.
Okay, so why are you saying no celebs? Because it sounds like what you're doing is what we hope like all these celebrity boxers do, like actually committing to the sport, putting in the effort, training, perfecting your craft, like everything like that.
The whole 9 yards is because I respect their craft, and I understood what all of the sacrifices took for them, for those that actually do it. So if I'm going to step into it, I need to do it and be all about it the right way. And you can play football, you can play golf, you can play tennis. One thing you don't play is boxing. So if I step into that realm, I need to focus on fighting people that fight for a living.
You're going to main event that though, right? You're not just being a part of a card, or you're talking about getting into like a promotion?
Listen, it doesn't matter. I just need, after 2 years of work, I cannot wait to show off the skill set that I've been able to attain the past 2 years working.
Let's go, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're always like super jocked. You post pictures on the internet, you're like so jocked. And it's
Shredded.
like, you talk about eating McDonald's every day. I'm like, what the fuck does this guy do? You train boxing. So is that why you are in the incredible shape, or will you be just jocked for the rest of your life, you think, no matter what?
Jocked for the rest of my life, because nutrition is the most important part. Nutrition is the most important part. There's a reason I've never been hurt before. Everybody always eats healthy. Everybody always eats healthy, and everybody that eats healthy, they keep getting hurt. Do you know why they keep getting hurt?
Why?
Because they don't listen. They don't listen. You play a barbaric sport and you're eating plants. You're eating plants. That's why your body's falling apart. That's why. Listen, I can go on and on about this, but they keep listening to these nutritionists and all this healthy stuff. Your body going to continue to fail you.
Yeah. Got to harden it, right? Yeah. That's what you're saying. I
got to build a callus. If you don't build a callus, what are you doing? You're eating like a rabbit, but you're playing football. And you want to know why everything's tearing.
How do you feel about like yoga and everything like that? The Pilates and all those workouts? Or do you think, are you like Olympic lift? What's your lift style?
I do band work. I don't even lift heavy. I do band work. I lift just enough to make sure I don't get injured.
So you never got hurt? Is that what you just said there?
Oh, never. Why would I? And I played reckless.
Good point.
No.
You're right. Why would you?
Why?
I mean, it's just fucking don't do it.
I eat right. I take care of my body. I eat right.
Yeah, but you're not just like not getting hurt. Like your feet are like renownedly known for like being quick and like not losing anything there.
Yeah, for the most part. But I still played a reckless style of football, threw my body around, tried to hit everybody twice, 3 times bigger than me, and nothing ever happened to me. It never happened for a reason. It's because of my nutrition.
I love it. I mean, there's nutritionists out there that are going to see this clip and I can't wait to see let me break down every word that is wrong that he just said. And there'll be some science, but your science is, I've done research on myself. Okay, you talking about guinea pigs? I got it.
Proof.
I'm eating McDonald's, as you guys are saying. You guys are saying, I'm eating it every day of my life to
like
prove
Floyd.
Listen, check the research of all the scientists and all the people that always talk about eating healthy and it helps you perform better. And then look at the athletes that continue to eat healthy and always get hurt. And they come back to me.
All right, I'm going to do that research. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start looking into that. Somebody will, hopefully, as we move forward. And congrats to you having a sweet body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'd be so cool if that was my body as well. Pac has a question for you, Ocho.
What's up, bro?
Pac,
yeah.
I love you. Before we even start, I love you.
I love you too. Two-part question.
Yeah, you need to know that.
Two-part question. If you had to rank, Messi right now on a Madden, what would be his rate? And why in the hell did I just read the other day that you're still sucking your fucking finger?
What happened?
What?
Yeah.
Did I read that the other day? I told you we were supposed to stop that, bro.
No, I would never stop that. I would never stop that. Listen, I was born sucking my finger, and when it's time to think and come up with new ideas on life and in ways to create revenue, I put my finger in my mouth. Yeah, I used to do it on the sideline.
Yeah.
I used to do it on the sideline, take my glove off and suck my finger just to lock back in and focus. That would never change.
Okay.
But you said, what was Messi's rating?
Okay, that's what he does. Yeah. Hey, listen, that's how it is, okay?
Fair.
That's how it is. You got a problem with it? Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah, this is...
Think about some more millions.
I was a little distracted, okay? Suck on it.
What was the first
Was it your thumb? Is it a finger?
Thumb or
help you sleep?
Yeah, thumb. I used to do it on the sideline. I sit there like this. Now twist my ear, always.
That's all. Hey,
my question: what would
drink his urine?
What would Messi rating be? He came in. What he had 7 straight goals since he done play.
Yeah,
his FIFA rating.
Yeah, what his FIFA rating though?
Messi would be a 98. Messi would be a 98.
Jeez,
who's 99?
Because he's played what? He's played 4 or 5 games. He's had 7 goals so far. That's an unheard of pace. Even though he's arguably one of the greatest players to ever play, but to come in and dominate in such a short amount of time speaks to why he is in the question of being the GOAT outside of Cristiano.
Yeah, so Cristiano 99, huh? He's in the team 99, and then Messi's 98. He's not consistently good enough.
Okay.
Just one World Cup.
99.
So you're firmly in Ronaldo. So you haven't even watched what has happened here at the MLS and been like, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong.
I wasn't wrong, but listen, I live in Miami. I know what Messi can do. I've been going to watch Messi for maybe 17 years now, because every offseason I would city hop, watch Cristiano, watch Messi. So I've been seeing him play for a very long time now, to this point, to where everybody is fanboying now that he's in Miami. But I was doing this, watching El Clasico way back in the days, which is well documented. So, it's pretty cool. But what Messi's able to do, that's God-given. That's God-given. Messi was born and God said, here, you're going to be one of the greatest. Cristiano, that is hard work, years and years and years of molding what he's done.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, look at his body.
God-given. You can't replicate that.
Yeah.
You can't replicate.
All right.
Both are great. I hate when we do the comparison, because it's like,
well, you're a Madden Raider.
Yeah.
It's actually, you hate when I do it for a living, but
listen, I hate that. I hate it. But listen, both are great. Why can't we just enjoy both of them?
Well, that's what we're trying to say. You you were saying the opposite there. You were like, yeah.
Get out there.
That's incredible. What is next for you? What training camp are you at right now? And are you hitting all 32?
You know what? I would like to. I would like to hit all 32. I'm going to try. I'm going to make it happen. The fact that all my kids are going back to college in a few days, I'm going to juggle taking them to college, and then I'm going to continue to make these trips around these teams. And any players that have a problem or have gripes with their rating, I would love them to address me personally. And I will fix it. We can be nice about it, or we can go to fisticuffs, however they want to handle it.
You've been training 2 years. They need to know that too. You know what I mean? They need to know that you've been training fisticuffs wise. Connor has a question for you about Madden.
Yeah, Chad, ratings aside, can we just talk about the game as a whole now? A lot of stuff came out about a month or two ago. Creed Humphrey white all-pro center for the Chiefs. His player card, he was a black guy. And then there were some other things about the game that got leaked that some people weren't happy about. And then recently there's been some massive changes to franchise mode, which is fantastic, although many of the things are just things they used to have, they got rid of to get here, where the game has been shitty for the past, 4 or 5 years. Assuming that you have played the game, can you say whether or not that this is kind of the new next era of Madden, and that no matter what, I'm going to buy it as I have for my entire life? But can I confirm with you that this year Madden's going to be different and I'm going to love it and it's going to be a good, $70, $80 that I spend here?
Here we go.
I think one thing when it comes to a product that is being made globally, there are always going to be people that are happy, and there's always going to be people that are unhappy. We at EA, we pride ourselves on making a great game every season. Every season we want to. We put in a lot of work, a lot of hours on each title. There is so many meticulous things that go into making a game and making a great product to provide to the world. Sometimes people are happy with it. Sometimes people aren't. There are always going to be gripes no matter what you do, but we're going to try to satisfy as many people as possible.
Hell yeah.
And this is on me and everybody watching and listening. If you do not like this game of Madden and what we in the content and product we put out this year, it's my fault. You just blame me. Okay, I guarantee you.
Okay. All right. Ocho Cinco is saying,
"Yep,
I did the coding.
I did everything.
I did the design.
What?
I did the strategy.
What?
I did the leveling.
What?
I did the player sculpting.
What?
Marketing.
I did it. So you don't like it? Not hashtag fuck Madden. No.
Okay, F Chad.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. All right, got it. Hey, that's big of you.
Yeah.
Hey, heavy is the head.
I can take that.
Heavy is the head. You know what I mean? Heavy is the head. Where's the crown? Way to go, man. That's really, really kind of you. Ty has a question for you.
Chad, I know you were formerly a Pac-10 at the time, Pac-12 guy for a little bit. Have you seen
I am.
Have you seen all the stuff that's happening here? And then, the school you went to, they've been good the last couple of years, but they're kind of one of the schools who's an odd man out. Are you surprised at all the stuff going on with the Pac-12? And what do you think is going to eventually happen here?
You know what? I have been submerged in EA stuff, for the past month or two. I really haven't had a chance to see what's going on with the Pac-12 and Oregon State. So it would do me a disservice to try to answer that question, being that I don't know what's going on. I've heard rumblings. I've seen a few clips on ESPN, but I haven't locked in on the situation enough to actually answer you the right way.
Well, geez. So it sounds like you have some thoughts though about it. Sounds like you feel like it's pretty serious.
I believe it's serious. Anytime moves like this happen, I don't know what's going on, but I guarantee you money is the bottom line. Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, that's what people are saying.
Am I wrong? Is money not the bottom line?
And TV.
Yeah, that is in everything.
That is the money.
In the world.
TV money.
Football games.
Yep.
It always happens. Anytime it comes to money, when it comes to any type of entity, anything that we're doing, we can never stick together. And that's another show. I'm not going to get into that because I can go on for a whole hour. Things breaking up when it comes to goddamn money.
Hey, team on me. Team on three. 1, 2, 3.
Team.
Hell yeah. Unity. Hell yeah. Love that. Chad, we appreciate you, dude.
Wait, y'all leaving?
No. Do you have to go?
No, I don't have to do anything. Listen, the fact that you had me on this, dude, this is a privilege for me.
No, Ocho.
I'm telling you, this is a privilege. I'm happy to be on. So, whatever you guys want to ask, we don't have to. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
I thought you had to make. I thought you had to go. I'm happy that's not the case. So let's talk about this. Why did you? Hold on though. Why did you?
You're Pat McAfee. I'm here for you.
That is my name. You are Chad Ochocinco, and we are happy that you were here. Thankful that you're here. We thought you had something to do. You do not. That's incredible news. I've always wanted to ask you, when you started doing all that shit on Twitter, have you always been an entrepreneur? Why'd you start doing that stuff? Was it just like, I want to have fun and do this, and then you started realizing shit was happening, or what was it?
I've always been that way. I've always been that way. Even before Twitter came along, I would fly places. When I was using Twitter, I would have random people pick me up. You know what? Some days I'm bored and I want to. Let's say we're playing Indy. I would tweet fans of Indy that would never have the opportunity to meet me. First 50 fans that are fans of mine, show up at St. Elmo's and we're going to eat. I do it in Cleveland. I did it in Pittsburgh. I've done it everywhere I've gone because I'm very sociable. I like to talk. I like to talk football. I like to talk in general. As you can see, it's a problem of mine. And it's just the way I've always been. When I go to restaurants, I always tip everybody, no matter where I go for years. Everybody gets $1,000. I don't care about your service. I don't care whether the service is good or bad. I understand and know what you're going through in the service industry. I'm going to make sure you're straight.
That's
Wherever I go, it doesn't matter. Something I've just been doing 17 years now. 17 years. It's just me. It's always been a part of me. Because the people that have the money and have the power to change shit, excuse me for cursing, the people that have the money and the power to change stuff, they hoarding it. They won't do it. This is the whole nother topic. Minimum wage. How long has the minimum wage been what it is?
Yeah, you're 100%.
The price of everything else keeps going up.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there. I'm not into politics. I'm not a politician.
No, but then Ocho, that leads to other things like people's will and hope and want to work. And why would you, if that is the possible outcome, why are you signing up for that? It has a rippling effect as opposed to just the numbers. Right. It's like a morale thing for an entire country potentially. That's definitely a conversation for a different day. But you falling in we could stay in this realm for sure. But you like tipping people and doing giveaways and contests and shit. Not a lot of people are doing that on Twitter whenever you start. I don't know anybody. You were the guy that I think we all kind of watched. I think even Biz Nasty, who was kind of doing that at the same time, I think he potentially saw you or he was before you. But you two, a little bit before me on the internet, mastered the game, made the world a better place seemingly as well. Did you enjoy all that came alongside of it, outside of the game? Because in football, you were remarkable, right? So a lot of people think you're going to get dinner with 75 people on a Saturday. Is that a potential distraction? Is that a potential this? Like, was there ever any terror? And how do you feel about your football life? You were a dog, dude.
Right. I needed that. That was my sense of peace. Once being able to interact with fans that would never have the opportunity to meet me. Obviously, back then, before Twitter came along, the media controlled the narrative on who I was and how I was perceived by the public. So I was happy once Twitter came along because I was able to eliminate the middleman. You can actually see who the true me was. Football, Chad, was nothing but a character. That was a mask of someone I'm pretending to be. I enjoyed being the villain. I didn't want anyone to like me. I didn't want the media to like me. I played into that role and I did it very well. Outside of that, I wanted people to know who the real me was, which is why I always did the fan dinners or the movie nights I do in Miami sometimes. And when people get an opportunity to meet me in person, they're like, wait a minute, this is not who the media portrays you to be. Yeah. I say, I know it was a role and I played it extremely well and I enjoyed it.
So it was a gimmick. It was decided upon. When did you do that? Were you like that at Oregon State?
No, just in general. Once I became into my own and understood the game and the whole trying to make people happy, my first year, and no matter what you did in your first or second year, people still had problems. So I was like, you know what? Well, forget it. I'm just going to be my authentic, organic self and just be me. And me was what they didn't like. And that is the way I played the game when I was a little kid.
You were a character, bro. The NFL missed you whenever you left. They literally every week it was some fucking...
I haven't left yet. I'm still here.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. I appreciate you giving back to the game in the way that you are, by the way. We need more people that have your type of clout in the NFL giving back to the game. But every week it was something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every week it was something. Yeah. And then every week it was a mic'd up thing. Like when you talked about this earlier, playing recklessly, you were trying to blindside Ray.
Yeah.
And Ray seeing you. Your comments afterwards as you're shrugging your body, walking off. You were a full... you were a character. The NFL missed you whenever you retired, dude. You need to know that.
Yeah, it was fun. Ray got lucky because I tripped over my shoestring, which nobody could see in the video. So I lost the level of trajectory. So it caused me to lose balance and leverage, which is why I lost that.
Yeah, and you can't see it on film because even though we're just a few years removed from that, the quality of video.
Yeah.
Just
so
great.
Yeah, so quickly. If that was today, that would have been...
Dude, I demolished Ray. Honestly, seriously.
Yeah, I'm sure. Connor has a question for you, Ocho.
Yeah, Chad, speaking of like your personality and everything, and a lot of this has happened in these recent years with Bill Belichick, of him kind of, being a terrible coach to play for. And it's not all bad. Usually it's kind of split right down the middle. Right now it's primarily Asante Samuel. But what was your experience with the Patriots? Because it was later on in your career when you went to play for Belichick. And how were the interactions with him, and what was your guys' relationship like?
Belichick was very cool. Belichick is one of the few coaches, once I got there, he was exactly what you see on TV. You know, I got him to smile a few times, which was pretty cool. Other than that, I mean, he ran it like what it was, a football team that was going to consistently win. I've never been to the Army. I've never been to the Navy, never been to the Marines. I don't even know what it's like. But when people ask me a question like that, I said, when you play with the Patriots, everything is done in such a manner to where it has to be damn near perfect. It has to be damn near perfect. And I just imagine that's what it would be like being a part of the Marines or the Army, you know, or the Navy for that matter. And I think that's why they were so consistent, obviously having Tom Brady as that piece, that centerpiece there and making things work offensively. And Bill Belichick's mind, I mean, listen, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, going to go down as the greatest of all time for sure. And they always talk about the Patriot Way, the Patriot Way, the Patriot Way. And then everybody's thinking to themselves, like, isn't that just, yeah, that's how you do things. It's like, it's a lot easier said than done to, you know, be attentive to detail and hold everybody accountable and literally be at work for 17, 18 hours a day and that for 30 years. You know what I mean? That's not an easy thing to do. Belichick is his brain. Like, he's never going to stop, I don't think. No. I don't think he's ever going to stop.
He's different. Probably not. Yeah. Probably not. I just don't see him slowing down anytime soon.
Go ahead, AJ.
Chad, you really take Viagra before games?
Yeah, of course. You don't take the whole one. You just take half a pill. You take half a pill and a Red Bull before games, and it's a performance enhancer. Normally, think about this. When people take Viagra, it's a performance enhancer when you horizontally, right? Mm-hmm. So I take it to help my performance vertically. Mm-hmm. Understand me? But you only take half a pill. It increases the blood flow. With the increase in blood flow, the explosion and everything else I do on the field makes me that much more difficult to cover.
Yeah, you're doing it.
So think about it. How can you stop me running on 3 legs?
Right?
Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when that thing's acting like a rudder.
Okay, listen to me.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That thing's steering the way.
Stay with me now.
Yeah,
listen. I'll lie for you before I lie to you.
Oh, okay. Hey, I respect that. I respect that a lot. And I'm happy you've done all this research for us. Yeah. You know, like if I end up playing in any sort of competitive,
I had no choice.
You had to have.
Listen, I've done a lot of
bone, dude, to play.
What if you took the whole pill though? What would happen?
Too much, huh? Too excited? Too jacked up? Pull every muscle in my body
everywhere.
Too much. You can't do that. You can't take the whole thing.
You take it.
Yeah, I'd be discombobulated.
You take the Red Bull, get some wings.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Take the Viagra, get some Dahn. Mm-hmm. And then you're just out there doing your thing on a football field.
It's all about balance, baby. It's all about balance.
Got one thing weighing you down, an anchor almost. One thing taking you to the sky. A real purgatory you become.
Yeah, how'd you learn just to not take
Good for you, dude. Good for you. You figured it out.
Preseason.
Trying to find balance. Well, how do you do it? You got to get an anchor. You got to get lifted.
Mm-hmm. Well, take a whole one in the preseason. Oh, that one didn't work. I got to break it down.
Too excited. Got too jacked up.
Staying hard.
He slowed down a little bit. This blood's flowing a little bit too fast to all the wrong places right now. Ray Lewis wouldn't have had a chance, though, if you took
no.
full.
Oh, man.
We actually watched the clip. We just watched the clip. If you had another half Viagra in you, I don't know. Boom. Ray has no shot if you got another half Viagra. And you're right with couldn't see the shoelace thing.
Yeah, my shoelace, I tripped over my shoelace. Nobody can even see it.
It's wild. Pac-Man has a question for you, Ocho.
Bro, I know you grade the corners and the wide receivers. Can you tell me your top 3 corners right now in the NFL?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Listen, Darius, I love Darius Slay.
All right, I had Slay at 5 on my list.
I love Darius Slay. Zaire Alexander.
I had him on my list also. He was 3 on my list.
3? He's not getting the respect and love he deserves. AJ Terrell down there in Atlanta.
AJ Terrell did not make my list. All right, go ahead.
Pac, you serious?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you my list when you get through.
Let me go. Jalen Ramsey. Where you got Rams at? Talk to me now.
Ramsey did not make my list.
Whoa, Pac.
Pac, what are we doing?
You tell me what you guys are doing, man. A lot of people are. This is how they're literally going to judge this entire situation.
Yep.
Can we pop up my list?
Yeah, we got them separate, I do believe, even though.
Trayvon Diggs.
Okay, so you got Trayvon Diggs, Alexander, and
Ramsey.
Slay. Listen, it's plenty more. I'm just rambling off just in general who deserves to be in whatever the question in part is.
Is that 90s? Would this be 90s ratings? Like people that are in the conversation of being the greatest?
Yeah, they up there because consistency, year in and year out, consistency.
All right, so this is my list right here.
Talk to me, Pac.
Number 5, Darius Slay, which we both agree that he should be on the list.
Right.
Jair Alexander, I definitely think he should be on the list. He has been a dog. He's
Talk
played
shit.
really good.
So you added the young pup.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Humphrey, he didn't even allow a touchdown last year.
Well, is that good?
Right.
And he averaged 2 PBUs per game.
Pretty good.
Is that good?
Sauce, it speaks for itself. He had an unbelievable year. He was around the ball the whole year. He could have been 1. I put him at 2. But this motherfucker right here, Patrick Surtain,
yes, sir.
The second,
the real deal.
He's by far the best that I've seen that line up, that watches keys, play with technique, and he don't take a play off.
Right, but did you notice I answered and my answers were some of the veterans, right?
Yep.
Some of the veterans. Now, if you want to go with the young bucks, the young pups that are on the scene and cutting a fool, listen, you didn't mention them because of the injury. JC Seahorn is like that.
Well, I couldn't because of the injury.
Like that. Sauce is what Sauce does. Patrick Surtain, the second, is what he does. But one person that I believe deserves to be above all of them, and I love each and every one of them, and Tariq Woolen out there in Seattle. The real.
I don't know. He's playing a lot of
disagreements on these ratings.
I like him, and he's definitely in the top 10. Top 5, I don't know. I didn't see enough man coverage. I didn't see enough shadowing the best player.
Right.
He is good on one side, but I don't know if he's good to be top 5.
Listen, statistically, he's in top 5. But see, when you say top 5, I always
statistically probably top 10.
I always put the veterans first that have been doing it longer. So my separate top 5, you got those 5 young bulls in the realm of their own.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to know that for these ratings. Ratings come out. Older guys are going to get preferential treatment because they're older guys for a reason. They have proven that they will be able to be in this league for a long time, and this is what we are basing this off. I respect that. Okay, we're learning a little bit. 90s are, if you're in the 90s, though, that's like you're being talked about as being like top 5, top play in somebody's world.
And the funny thing about it is, not only are you in the 90s, you are in the 90. Let's say if you're a DB and you're 90, you are consistently playing well against the opposition consistently all the time. You're showing up in the big games. You're playing against the big name receivers. Whether you follow them across the field or not, you are consistently doing a great.
Are you watching every rep? You're watching every rep of every play?
You know how much film I have to watch? I have to watch everything. That's why
I was just thinking of. I was just thinking of that.
When the players come at me and they're upset about their rating, please come to me. I have a full PowerPoint presentation and a breakdown of every rep, and I can show you why you are what you are.
How much time? That's a lot of time. You 2x?
I've sacrificed my relationship for this job.
All right.
Shit, my girl left me.
Man.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I'm submerged into making sure everyone is happy. Not only EA, but all my colleagues that are playing today. I'm in this for you. I lost my woman for y'all.
Man, on your Madden mission.
I'm still wearing the ring and she ain't even with me.
Hey, I want to let you know, incredibly bummed to hear that, but we appreciate and respect the fact that this mission of yours that you're on to make sure that the numbers next to players, more specifically in the wide receiver room and the cornerback room, are accurate because there's a lot more on the line than just 2 numbers. It's legacies, it's conversations, it's narratives, and you are fully immersed in this thing. And we thank you for your service.
Thank you, Chad.
I love every single one of you. Yeah. And if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to call me. My number's still the same, 786-285-2412.
All right. We appreciate you. Hope some people call you, Ocho, honestly, and I can't wait to hear some of the conversations that you get to have over the next few hours.
All right, baby. And that line is open for anybody.
Good man.
Just announce you single to you.
Perfect.
Yeah, Chad Ocho single. All right, appreciate you, brother. I'm excited to see whose phone number that is.
Yeah, because they're about to get a few
Because that's
calls.
like 281
Yep.
8004. Some person was just driving around in Houston, and then all of a sudden one day, hello? No. What do we?
What the?
Sorry, wrong number.
Mike, who? And then they're like, Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. Who? It probably happened.
I think when he bounced off, he was like, "Is this really live right now?"
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, shout out to him, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
What a time.
Yeah.
He just, what a human.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, and like, I don't know if we need to, he seemed a little banged up there at the end, still got the ring on. She left him. He was just laughing in his face.
Yeah, I know.
He was just laughing in his face.
It's funny.
It's full commitment there.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. It is. The game has sucked for 10 years. He still did it.
He said, hey, listen, here's the deal. I can't stop judging. Okay?
I'm addicted to this.
So you're either going to have to figure that out, help me judge. If you want to help me judge, that's cool. Or we're not going to be able to do it, but I need to judge right now.
Right now.
And I've only watched 10,000 out of the 175,000 clips that I have to watch from now until next football season. So you're either all in or you're all out. And I'm going to keep this ring on just because you are the only thing I have outside of film. So that's why he likes talking to people so much.
Yeah.
Because he's just all by himself.
Right.
Yeah.
Thinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he goes and talks. Wham, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Here we go. Imagine how much film watching every fucking rep of everybody. That would be a nightmare. He has to say that, obviously, for gimmick. Yeah. But let's just say that he actually did that. That would be so long, so time-consuming. And then somebody says, you're not right. And he'd be like, all right, I wasted 4 days for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, even if he has to watch all of the DBs, that's still a massive amount of clips.
yes. And all of the,
All the wide
They grade everybody, right? Like they're grading everybody,
yeah.
not just the starters.
Oh, no, yeah. All three. I mean, they grade legitimately every single player that's in camp right now, probably.
appreciate your sacrifice for us, obviously.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And he said if it sucks, he's the guy.
Yeah, he's the guy.
I think he's doing that with just random conversations he has with people. Like afterwards, like that conversation was only a 73, so I don't ever want to see you again.
Yeah, is he judging everything now?
Oh, yeah.
Should.
Just his whole life? Like his wife? That might be why.
Yeah,
all
right.
She doesn't.
Yeah.
You were 94 last week.
Yeah.
You're an 81 today.
So,
Tell you what.
you know what that means. Whoa.
Grade's going down.
We got time, though. We got time. It's safe.
This-
we
this-
don't want to crack into the 70s. Imagine if that is like his day-to-day.
Yeah.
DoorDash driver shows up, and you can obviously judge on your phone quietly, anonymously. He opens the door. How you doing today? You go, oh, not really jovial, huh? Kind of a DoorDash type of thing. You're going to have to dock 10 to 15 there.
Yep.
You're about a 62. Get the fuck out of here.
Not very good.
See you later.
Still tip you 1,000 though. That's that.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that he's tipping everybody, even if they suck at their job.
Yeah.
You showed up, I guess. So
Here you go.
I appreciate it. I tip large as well because obviously I've been grossly overpaid to do everything that I've ever done professionally. So I feel as if the same way Ocho about giving back. But there's been like 2-3 situations over the last like 4 years where it's like, this person does not, right? This person does not deserve this.
Oh, yeah.
This person does not deserve this. I don't know, but
Then the wife would be like, come on.
yeah. There was a very rude person. This person seemingly hated me. I mean,
There's a lot of those.
you get bad food service
Yeah.
too.
All the, I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean-
did I tell you about my Friday?
It's the order.
Friday? No. Friday I ordered standard thing. All 3 people, including me, ordered the same exact thing. Just a medium steak. Pretty easy. You know,
At a steakhouse.
At a steakhouse. Go there damn near, twice, 3 times a month. So go there a lot.
Regular.
Slop them up.
Regular. I was gonna slop them up, and then when I got my steak,
You're gonna have to address that before you go forward.
slop them up, sloppy
Sloppy
steaks.
steaks.
I used to
Dumping
be a
water
piece of
on 'em.
shit.
Yeah.
You put water all over your steak, you slop them up
before you go to the club.
Yeah, slick back hair, the whole thing.
What reason?
What happens? Hold on. I think you guys are talking real fast about something that I don't fully
Pour
understand.
water on
I
the steak.
think you should leave.
Tim Robinson
Yeah.
skit.
You order a steak.
Okay, so
Slop them up. Yeah,
I apologize.
The steak that I got before slopping it up, I cut it open and blood squirted on my face because it wasn't even cooked. So instead of any other situation, I just decided, you know what? I eat here very often. I might as well just let this one go, and I did. And then the bill came, and it was $1,100. They gave us the wrong bill. So, and I actually kept the receipt. It's in my wallet because I wanted to make sure that if this story came up, I would have some proof. I had to take it back to the waiter, like, hey, man, It's
on my bill.
$1,100 fucking dollars.
Wasn't my steak, not my bill.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened tonight, but I'm just jot this one down as a loss. And every once in a while that happens. You know, it's not easy in the kitchen in restaurants.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate people showing up to his point, and that inevitably ends up being the conversation where they're like, man, fuck, they showed up. So let's go ahead and
I'm looking at your tweet. That is not a medium steak.
Yeah, that thing was alive.
Yeah.
Move!
Pop it up. I want to see it.
All right, I think Zito will be able to pull that thing up back there.
Would you rather have it super rare or super burnt?
Ooh,
Super
good question.
Super rare because you could send it back.
I would take it burnt.
Yeah, but if you get it burnt, you can just automatically go steak sauce because they fucked up. So you can automatically go, because like you can't just go immediately to sauce, I don't think, because then they all get all bent out of shape. That thing's alive, Aaron.
Yeah.
Alive, bro.
No, it was.
You got a heart.
Pretty rare.
That is very rare.
How juicy was it? There? Pretty good bite.
Yeah,
I would
was
eat it.
pretty
Yeah, it
juicy.
still tastes good.
My stomach was barking
I
after
bet.
after the couple bites I took, though.
Why
Why?
would
Because
you eat that?
mentally, or do you think you just because Liver King was eating this what?
Yeah.
3-4 times a day.
It doesn't happen that quick.
Yeah.
Can't affect you that quick.
Why not send the shit back? That's my question.
Hassle.
Because they'll piss all over it. Is that what you're saying,
just
Sean?
leave it.
Well, you'll be there for another 40 minutes.
Is that just what's happening? You know, I worked Rudy Subs a couple weeks.
That's right.
And I made some questionable decisions on the phones there, a couple times. I was only working there 2 weeks. I couldn't even imagine people in the service industry. And, obviously that is always a thought, but you send something back, they're definitely doing something to it, right? Like you just asked if he sent it back, like, I don't know if I've ever sent it back.
It depends how you ask to send it back. If you're a dick and you're terrible the whole time and then like I guess it's all in your tone. You can be very nice and still send something.
But then you got to hope that person delivers the message with the same tone that you did to them too.
But if you're there all the time, they should take care.
In that case, if you ordered medium, I think it throw it on real quick.
But it's like a professional thing. Like, we did kind of fuck this.
Well, it was a steakhouse, and I had my shark T-shirt on, so I was thinking maybe because I look like an asshole.
Yeah. Nah, this asshole's not going to care. He's not even going to know the difference.
It is and you had that bucket on your head, right? With a shark shirt.
They're probably like
at
this
that restaurant
with shorts on.
They're probably like, this guy's skipping the bill anyway, so we might as well.
This guy's going to dine and dash. So.
With shorts on. You felt great walking in there.
Yeah, and I think that's why they gave me the $1,100 tab. They're like, this kid, he won't even know. He'll just assume that that's how much it was.
Look at this doofus. He has no self-awareness.
He's a fucking idiot.
Let's talk about a couple other things happening around. Hey, the Orioles guy's back, all right?
Here we go.
The Orioles.
He's a hero. They were chanting his name, right, at the game?
Yeah.
That was really something that was nice to see. We talked about that boat fight down in Alabama. Kind of, although it appeared to be a divider, like it really was, everybody kind of came around and viewed it all the same exact way.
Yeah.
It was a unifier.
Yeah.
It was a unifier. Something that seemed to be so divided was an absolute unifier. And then just moments after, all of a sudden we get this play-by-play guy out of the Orioles, and he's talking nothing back. Watching the whole video going, what's he going to say? Anxiety building.
Oh, yeah.
Anxiety building while watching the video kind of go through. And it's like, he's got to say something. And then you start looking at the little ball at the bottom, and it's like, how much longer is this video? I'm like, oh, man, he's got to drop something real.
Real bad.
It's got to get, and then it gets to the end, and it's like, they clipped the fucking wrong part.
Yeah.
I thought I watched the wrong clip, too. I was like, so this isn't it.
It's the wrong part. So then you go to the tweet, and it's like, tweet has 10,000 retweets, and Scott Van Pelt has responded to this, and I'm like, this is actually what old Cuz just got suspended for. That is problematic. Obviously, at a if that is the new standard of what you're not allowed to say for all parties, that's not good. I think is what everybody kind of realized. But if you think about it from the Orioles owner's perspective, kind of a hilariously heel move going, hey, pal.
Hey, pal.
We just fucking had success for the first time. All right? So you and your little graphic making friend that decided to take us back in time when we sucked, don't need it. Don't want it.
Nope.
And I was watching that with my best friend from home.
Yeah.
And we were in the first time. And then first time I talked to him, we're having a conversation. You're on in the background. Oh, look at this guy I hired who works for me. I appreciate him. Love everything he does for us. It's good now, but it has not been. All of a sudden, this guy, think that's what had to happen, right? The ownership or whoever is on there had to watch that and get so appalled.
Pissed.
So upset.
Yeah.
And just off my fucking air.
Fuck that guy.
Can't have it. And then they're like, are you sure? I just want to let you, the internet, strong stance against you.
Yeah.
About what? Well, he said he didn't really say anything. He did, though, didn't he? No, he didn't. Unanimous. Universally decided. He said absolutely nothing wrong. You look like a massive fucking asshole right now. Orioles are getting buried by everybody. Well, bring him back. We're happy he's back. Let's we'll have a full celebration. Damage is done. You're an asshole. Everybody hates you. He's back. Why did that happen? What is the fallout? And where are we with it all, Ty?
Well, he's back, but the fallout is that they may be fucked. The baseball gods already. They were they were beating the Astros 6-3 in the top of the ninth last night, and Houston hits a grand slam in the top of the ninth.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
They get beat 7-6, and the Orioles haven't been good in a long
since
time.
Cal.
Yeah, since Cal Ripken, like in the mid-90s, pretty much.
So the franchise is crop.
Crop, but now it's gotten to the point where they've been crop for so long that they've had like either like the first through the third pick in the draft for like the last like 12 years. So now they got a lot of young talent. So they're kind of finally starting to put things together, and it would just be poetic justice if the baseball gods just send them right into the tank after this happens.
The owner going, we've been back for so long. It's been a tough 12 years. We finally do something good. And this guy's fucking talking about the guy. Get him off the air.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Quick. It's crazy because somebody had to make that decision that it was completely wrong in everybody's eyes. How did they get there? What did they get there to? There was no way that there's an apology coming, I assume, and we fucked up, you think, AJ?
Publicly, you think? I mean, privately, I would hope for sure. I don't know if publicly they're going to.
Think about how much moxie old Brown.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Kevin Brown. Yeah.
Kevin Brown, when he was walking in there. Oh, I'm back, huh? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Who made the graphic? Did the graphic person get?
I don't think so. I think it was just, they hung it all on him.
Producer.
Because the graphic was like the tropical depression.
Yeah.
This is what we have done. Who cares about right now? Just want to let you know this is how it's been. It's like the graphic maker was like, he got suspended.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of put that together last night. Tyreek Hill is obviously cooking people on a football field. I think we're all forgetting that we get a chance to watch Tyreek Hill play football again in just a few weeks. Yes. He's electrifying. Greatest receiver of this generation?
No.
Will he be?
He could be one of them. Devontae Adams of this generation, I think, is by far the best of this generation.
I think everybody's saying that too about Devontae now at this point, right?
Not taking nothing against Tyreek Hill because
What if he goes for 2,000 or whatever? What's
he's
he
a
trying
monster.
Yeah,
but
2,000.
as far as route running, getting in and out of breaks, nobody is better than Devontae Adams right now. But to guard, yes, Tyreek Hill is a bitch to guard.
So I've told this story before, but Shane Leckler, who's greatest punter of all time, he was in the NFL at the time for, 14, 15 years, just punted to everybody. And in warm-ups, we had a nice chat every single time. And he said, have you played Kansas City Chiefs yet? Have you punted to 10 up there? And I said, no. He said, I'll tell you what, buddy. In punt return is normally the most electrifying, fastest guys, everything like that. They're the best guys with the ball in the hand. He said that guy is different. That guy is different than any human that has ever stepped on the field. He said when you get the snap, you turn directly to your sideline and you punt the ball over your coach's head, right into the stands. Because if you don't hang one, if you accidentally don't hang one, he is faster than your entire team, and he will not be touched while he's running by your fat ass, is how he described it. And it was eye-opening to hear that because, Shane is, that was the first thing he wanted to talk about. So then I remember my first year I retired, we did fantasy football. And I believe we were doing the draft, and I forget what pick I was, but I remember that I was going to make my pick. I'm picking Tyreek Hill just because I don't know fantasy football at all, but this fucking guy is unstoppable. So I'm picking, Jake Bass picked him right in front of me. Right in front of me. I had to make a whole change. But since he's come into the NFL, everybody has respected him as an unguardable human being.
Yeah.
He's unguardable.
He is unguardable. You got to put 2 on him.
And old Cuz down in Miami knows that.
Yeah.
Daniel knows he's unguardable. And it's I think they have an offense focal around him. And then you got Waddle on the other side. It's I think we have forgotten about Miami too in this big Jets conversation. Whenever we talk about Jets, we don't really talk about the Bills. We're certainly not talking about the Dolphins as much this year. Only thing we've really heard about is jiu-jitsu and new helmet for Tua. And then if Tua can stay healthy, they'll be able to win. And everybody's like, he's not going to be able to stay healthy. It's Who's back up for them now? White?
Mike White, yep.
Mike White can put the ball in some holes.
Yes, he can.
So, like, even if Tua gets hurt, that team is ready to fuck. And I think every time we see a Tyreek Hill highlight, it's like, yo, I forgot that dude exists, kind of. And that's not cool of us
And they
as
added-
a football show. Go ahead, AJ.
What's up, Con? Oh, well, Con said something, but why do you think people just don't have faith into Tua staying healthy because it was such a public thing when he got the back-to-back concussion situation, back injury, whatever it was?
Yeah, I think it's what have you done for me lately in every opinion about anything, you know, kind of these days. Everything is like so much in a vacuum. Greatest of all time, greatest of all time. This is happening. Worst of all time, hurt of all time, fragile of all time, expensive of all time. Like that kind of takes place. But that Tua shit was very wild. I mean, that was very, and
I'd say.
You go back through his career, you know, you think about like injuries happen here, seemingly. Unlucky, unfortunate.
He came in with like a hip, right? Didn't he come in from the draft with something?
Trent Dilfer, he was training down in Nashville. They had a tornado, actually. Tree fell, almost hit the gym. Day of pro day down there during COVID year. But Tua's so fucking good. And that offense has so many weapons. And to your point, they added
Vic Fangio on defense. And that was their biggest problem was the D coordinator.
Yeah, they'll be fine there. Does anyone else question that super funny, enlightening head coach? Charming.
What?
Lombo certainly does.
What's your problem?
Lombo wants him to run the ball more.
Bingo.
Why, they were 31st last year in attempts. So
Well, and he's supposed to be like a run game guru, and they can't really salt any games away because they don't run the ball, and that's supposed to be like that was his specialty coming in.
And this is what Lombo's saying.
Yes.
Because Lombo's a big, need to be able to do this if you're able to do this. You're able to score points, so that means you need to be able to put games away. How do you put games away? Well, you're probably going to have to get to the quarterback on defense, and you're going to have to be able to run the ball a little bit whenever the time comes up, is what Lombo says?
Yeah, pretty much. And that's part of the reason with Tua is they couldn't protect him because they never ran the ball. They just asked Tua to throw it, X amount of times every game where they should have been,
Which is the Dalvin Cook signing seemingly to be, right? Inevitable.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but bigger role. That's the thing. They paid those other two guys. So wouldn't they still want to give the ball to the guys that they paid?
Yeah, probably. Let's move away from the Dolphins. Let's talk about Dalvin Cook being an Indianapolis Colt.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt was down taking a tour in New Orleans.
Yep.
Flew all the way down to the bayou, real hot. We were talking to Jimmy Graham yesterday, just a few feet away. Kareem Hunt flew all the way down there, okay? Outside the building, didn't get inside because whenever he was on his way to the building, got a text from his agent or from somebody that said, hey, don't go in that building. Colts would like to sign you. They got more money, much more interested, and a bigger role potentially. All you got to do is get to Indianapolis and do a physical. Now, I don't have any inside information on this. It's just a visit. Who knows what will happen? But the Colts need a running back, and Kareem Hunt is currently still available, and Dalvin Cook is still available. And if what's going on with Jonathan Taylor, hopefully, now we read the information live. My first reaction is get him out of the building. Maybe that was the case. Maybe something did turn sour again in negotiation, and there is an injury, so it's just enough things to kind of set up a perfect situation where we're going to be separate. Now, allegedly, what I think I've heard from Shane and from other people that spoke, it's has an ankle, going to do something, will be back, wasn't practicing, has the capability to go do something, will be back. So actual injury thing, hopefully in that time they're able to figure something out. But if they're not, if they're not able to figure something out, I mean, Jonathan Taylor is an incredible football player.
Yes.
Now, it does seem like it has gotten soured here a bit. Quick. Quick. I'm a fan of Jonathan Taylor. Last year, the Colts were a very boring, terrible football team that resulted in a number 4 overall pick. Jonathan Taylor did not have his best year. The offensive line did not have their best year. The offense did not have their best year. Just a couple months ago, he said he's just going to play through the contract because right now, optically, new quarterback, new GM, terrible last year, optically not really good to get into a publicly money fund fight for a lot of Colts fans. Now, nationally, I hear a lot of people saying, he's your best player, you got to pay him. It's I agree. Hey, I hope they do pay him. I hope that happens. But what has been recognized, I think, here by all parties is hey, man, you don't want to be a part of the fucking team. Our team stunk. Whenever you know what I mean? We have a brand new energy, a brand new team. And just a couple months ago, you said you were going to kind of go with us. We're all focusing this way, and you're out of there. That's an easy thought for a lot of people to have. That's just reality. I hate to say it. So if it ends up moving on from Jonathan Taylor, I hope Jonathan Taylor has incredible success. I hope he makes a lot of money. I hope he gets back to the football player he was 2 years ago when he was in the MVP conversation and he was our fucking guy. But with that being said, if you can get Kareem Hunt and Dalvin Cook on your team for probably less money than what you would have had to sign Jonathan Taylor for, that's not a bad option to have for Chris Ballard right now in Indianapolis. And Jim Irsay, I guess, who's a part of this whole thing. But Jim Irsay said we're not trading or moving on from Jonathan Taylor, so that would tell me that hopefully they'll be able to get a deal done and we'll have Jonathan Taylor back, which would be great for all parties. But it doesn't sound like anything's close right now.
Well, and we're getting up against it. Like, it's not the start of July. Like we just said, hey, season's right around the corner. And it is. Like, granted, he's a running back and he's not a moron, but, it is a new offense. And it's probably pretty important that he gets, especially when you're doing a bunch of zone read stuff. Like, they weren't doing any of that last year with Matt Ryan. Like, that takes reps, and, you need to be present. You need to be doing that kind of stuff. So it's he really doesn't have the time. He doesn't have the leverage. So, a decision kind of needs to be made, now.
I mean, I'm sure he can do it, but came from Wisconsin. They weren't doing zone read from there, and then he played with Wentz and Rivers Rivers? Yeah. So he's never done that. I'm sure he's athletic. He's going to be fine there. But getting the mesh point and everything, and the read and feeling it on you and pulling it, you'd like to have some practice together, right?
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, a great leader, you would assume, on the team as well. So as you're making this transition into a new team, a new era, you would hope that Jonathan Taylor would be one of the pillars of that going forward. But Jonathan Taylor's saying, I would like to be one of the pillars. Just let's do the business. You know what I mean?
Some money.
Let's do the business. Can they not just agree to hey, we'll negotiate week 10? How about that?
Yeah, but what if in the first 9 weeks he's got 500 yards and
the agent's not trusting the team?
Yeah, well, this agent is not trusted by the team either. Right. Because
Malky's got a lot of MMA fighters too.
I'm saying, what does this do for him for holding out though? Let's just say he held out till week 1. It's not going to help him.
Yeah, business.
Unless he really wants traded, right? If he really wants out of there, possibly.
Yeah, this doesn't feel repairable.
But even if
boots on the ground,
even if he want out of, who's gonna pay him?
Well,
he's been hurt. Nobody's gonna pay him.
It would have to be a sign and trade, right? Probably.
He's still gonna have to pay for the same thing that he's playing for here this year.
Well, and
nobody's gonna give him more money.
He's not signing and trading for what he wants. That's why it just doesn't feel like it's repairable.
Because he might not like the new offense too.
Yeah, who knows where you're going, right? Because he definitely, he can go anywhere. That just makes the best offer.
Yeah, but
what a fascinating scene that's just happening upon Shane Steichen's first introduction to the Indianapolis Colts. All right, listen, need you to get everybody to buy in, new culture, a little accountability. Got a brand new quarterback now. They say he's got a lot of potential. Now you're gonna have to coach his ass up, all right? He's got to get better. So quarterback needs to get better. Culture needs to get better. Also, best player, just here but not.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay?
And you have to answer questions every day about him too that you don't want to talk about.
Did you see him yesterday? He was standing like this.
Yep.
And he gave an answer that was when he's cleared, he'll be at practice. Okay.
Basically saying, stop asking me about him. If he's not here, he's rehab. That's all
he's doing rehab right now. That's why he was not at practice. Is that normal? Pretty much when he's cleared by the medical staff. Is he in the building? I'm done answering questions. Yeah. He was so. That's it. This is welcome to being a head coach.
Yep.
But from all other parties at training camp, love what Steichen and Anthony Richardson are cooking.
Absolutely.
The defense is motivated and energized about what's happening on the other side of the ball. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of spite on that team because of how terrible they were. Despicable to watch they were last year. Yeah. A lot of spite in Indianapolis, baby. What are they, plus what, 10,000?
Plus 10?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shock the world.
It's going to be tough in that AFC. I watched the Jets last night on Hard Knocks. Jesus Christ.
Everyone's bought in there too.
Yeah.
What's that, buddy?
Everyone's bought in there as well.
It feels like this year, positive camps everywhere.
Yeah.
There's just so much talent.
Except for that J.K. Dobbins situation keeps popping up a little bit.
Well, I know you would certainly find something if it was out of the Ravens program because of who you are and your affiliates, alliances in the football world. What's going on with J.K. Dobbins? Holding out?
I just Harbaugh. It keeps getting thrown into the chat every day.
You are the one throwing it into the chat.
Not once.
Okay.
Because I can't do that because people will do this.
What's that?
They'll say that I'm just throwing it in there because I'm a Steelers.
Oh, so you're sending it to Mitt to send in? What do you?
No, I definitely wouldn't send it there because it definitely wouldn't make it into the chat if I.
Our chat, not our chat.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
But no, I mean Dobbins.
He's a Mitt.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dobbins isn't there. I don't think. And He's healthy, I'm pretty sure. Or he's just.
Is he at the facility or is he just not on the field?
He's Ohio State guy, right? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to ask Tone. I read Harbaugh's comments, but I didn't know if that means he's just still rehabbing or he's not there.
What Harbaugh say?
Something like Tone said. Hey, he's not out here. Can't wait to see him out. Like I'm excited for when I want him out here. Basically,
the ball was in his court. Is what
that's
I
what
saw.
he
The
said. What is it? He doesn't feel healthy, but the team feels he's healthy. Is it one of those things?
No, I think he wants a new contract.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a money thing?
I believe so.
And if it's not, we know from last year he was literally limping into the end zone, and then the report cards come out about the strength and conditioning staff, and maybe J.K. Dobbins wasn't being handled exactly
Oh,
right.
yeah, you're right. I did forget about that because they were talking about Lamar's injury at the time because is he making business decisions or is he actually hurt? And somebody talked about it, and then all of a sudden the report card came out like, hey, I've never been in their training room. I have no idea. But I saw a report card of people that have been in there, and their thoughts on that place are low.
Yeah.
Very, very low.
Those were typically the best grades for every team came from the training staff, no matter where they were on that.
Love this group of people.
Love the training staff.
Spend a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
They're here all day trying to up our spirits and get us back on the field, seemingly on our side. Have to be. And everybody loves them.
Yeah, and that was a huge takeaway from J.K. Dobbins last year. I think we talked about it even because he broke away. And then it was like clearly like that dude's not sprinting. He's legitimately.
He was at like 65%. His leg extension was at. They do this thing where they do what's that thing that judges the angle? Tells you how percentage of the angle or the number. It's like a folder thing.
The semicircle.
When you're coming off like an ACL surgery or something?
And they're like, we're trying to get your leg to 90 today. We're going to try to get your leg to like past whatever this acute angle.
Acute?
Yeah. Oh, right angle?
Yeah, like, so they do like they have a thing here.
Obtuse.
How many degrees you can bend it back?
The degrees, there it is. The degrees. The degrees.
Oh.
So that's like a whole part of the rehab process. Like that's like
straightening out too. You got to be able to try to get it dead straight too.
Yeah, that's like a process. And J.K. Dobbins last year, his leg was not making it to 90 one time.
No.
And it's like any rehab that I've been a part of, 3 knee surgeries, that whole game is a pretty big part of it.
Have to win that game.
Yeah, that's like, and he was, you remember, he wasn't, he was still pulling away from people.
Yeah, still going.
Nasty.
Yeah, he was unbelievable, but he was limping pretty heavily.
So technically, he's still on the physically unable to perform list, but the speculation is, according to Florio, that he's unhappy with his contract.
Yeah, but he's top 5 conspiracy theorist in the history of the NFL.
True. Well, he hasn't reported on Antarctica yet.
NFL.
What happened there?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jay, what are you talking about?
What happened in Antarctica?
We saw a video this morning. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Yep.
Because, like, what?
Oh yeah, I've heard that guy explain that whole situation.
Yeah, he pubbed his website at the end. I'm like, okay, seems like a little guy might be in it for himself here. Who knows what we can believe here.
Worried me a little bit.
But also, I mean, he said it, and it's like, I guess that's possible.
Certainly possible.
So then I started thinking, like, oh shit, what is going on there? And by the way, he said down. I
He said that.
I don't remember if it's up or it's Dahn. That was a couple different conversations I had too. Because what's up?
North Pole, Santa.
Space.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, when you get to the other side, that's where Russia is.
Yeah. So Antarctica is big. It's big, right?
Huge.
Antarctica is the one thing on maps that is the most skewed out of anything. So it's not as big as it appears on
Of
maps.
course it is.
Makes sense.
Hey, that's true.
Of course.
That's
it is.
real.
Yeah, of course. I understand. Yeah.
Of all the
yeah.
because on a map,
Well, it's
usually
mountain.
the entire bottom is Antarctica. But that is just, it's not accurate at how big Antarctica is. It's much smaller.
Oh, Antarctica's not that big.
No, it's not that big. It's much closer to the North Pole.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How big is it compared to like another continent or state?
Do we notice? What are we talking about? Because
I know for a fact that the map stat is correct. Because,
why?
I don't know. I just remember one of those random things from school that you learn. But yeah, they just make the entire bottom of the map Antarctica to depict that like it is one of the 7.
Anyways, they're doing stuff there, allegedly.
Earthquake making device.
Are we able to go there? Am I able to just go to the Antarctica's area? 5.4 million square miles makes it 1.5 times the size of the the conterminous.
Conterminous? Yeah, sure.
What is that, Ty?
I have no idea.
Ty got accepted into Ivy League schools.
That excluding.
Why is this on a Google search? Why are you doing this to us? What are we doing? Why are they putting that word in front of our faces?
That excluding Hawaii.
They know we don't know what the fuck. We're Googling what that word is, Google. oh, this is them keeping us on the hook.
A new tab.
We'll put Google words within a Google definition so that you never stop Googling things.
Bingo.
So smart. Can we please Google
Areas or regions with a common border.
1.5 times the size of Conterminus, U.S. The continent itself is depressed more than half a mile to near sea level under the tremendous load of the ice sheet.
This sounds like horse shit.
Yeah.
Half a mile, too. We know it goes deeper.
Let's get out of here. That video did freak me out for 35 seconds or so. And he started reading off his website, and I was like,
There's too much info out there. It all could be true, but it doesn't matter because there's so much info. It's like whatever. It just comes and goes.
we have been on record as saying like we're a pretty big could be could be show. There's a couple things that Connor's in on that others aren't. Like, what was that floating bird the other day that you reposted?
Bingo. How about that?
What was that? Why is that happening?
I don't know. Because
those got to be fake, right?
Was that real or was it a camera trick?
No.
That's what I'm saying. They're all fake.
Might be a camera trick.
Connor sends 1,000. It might be a camera inside of a bird costume.
Well, we know that. Duh.
Yeah, but we could. And then yesterday, you literally posted the greatest magic trick of all time. What's going on there?
How about that? That was unbelievable. How did that guy do that?
And where did you find that at? How has the world not seen that immediately upon that happening? A guy had 4 people in a glass box and then did a hi thing.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, they just transported their fucking asses
over
to a glass box that was very far away. Right here, the old pre-talking thing, I'm thinking, oh, this is going to go bad.
Yeah, me too.
I thought you posted a video like, is this the greatest magic trick of all time? I thought it was maybe like they all fall out the bottom and it's like a big embarrassment.
Yeah.
You know, because that's Hoda right there, right? So this is the Today Show. Carson Daly's there hosting everything.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, this is probably, this is live too, I assume, right?
Got to be.
So once you start looking at all the people in the back, you think to yourself, oh, something's going to go bad. That's why Connor would post this.
Sure.
That is certainly why Connor would post this.
Absolutely. Normally, that would be my move.
Dudes, blindfolded, can't see shit, touch the walls, don't move, okay? No matter what, you feel somebody on you, don't move. That's what old buddy's saying right now. The magician. A little bit too long of a build-up, kind of lost you, but...
Yeah, but then it starts spinning.
No wires.
2 of them? You can see the other thing. Yeah. So hold on, look at the other box.
Bro, that's like 20 yards away, 15 yards away.
Why does he have to put the curtain down then?
Because something's going to happen, obviously.
Exactly. Keep that curtain up and do that trick.
But
Then
then
I'll be
1,
impressed.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7. Now we're watching it again.
Boom.
Oh.
But see, how did they get out?
How'd they get there?
Yeah.
Hey, Jay? How'd they get there?
It's called magic.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them.
Yes.
There's a lot of them.
7 people.
Yeah, how did they?
They're on the payroll.
Yeah, but like somebody accidentally stumbles, it's fucking tricks over.
Yeah.
You know?
Seems like you guys have never seen the Chris Nolan masterpiece, The Prestige.
I fell asleep to it 17 times. That used to be the movie I'd put on at night to fall asleep.
Always on
because they have
HBO.
that dark lighting at the very beginning with the voice.
Well, if you made it to the end, you know how this trick is done.
It's a bunch of twins, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I've seen that movie.
Twins, Basil?
Yes, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
They're so smart, bro. Those magicians are so fucking clever.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and Hugh Jackman.
Any trick in the book, literally.
Yep.
Because you started watching like the Masked Magician or whatever, and they would start showing you how you do the trick. And it'd be like the most elementary thing you would ever think of in your entire life.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's how you do it.
Unreal.
That's what you do. Yeah, you put a black curtain over top of you. You crawl through the people. You like crawling right next to people? Yes. Quickly, though, obviously, because you can't, the longer you take that. And then you stand up, take the curtain off, you're in front of the people.
Boom.
You're just next to the people. It's like, no way that's what you do.
Do we think it's mirrors?
That's what we do. That's what we do. What's that, pal?
Do we think it's mirrors in there?
Of course.
Too far away. It's the twins, Basil.
It's twins, Basil.
Which is like such a
But if it's twins, where did they come from? How did they get into the new box?
Well, they were always in there.
That box's windows probably just. I don't like to
Gimmick.
bear bad
Gimmick box,
news.
yeah.
It's a gimmick.
Yeah.
The windows are gimmick windows.
Yep, box has been gimmicked.
Just
I think I saw that on the Chris Angel website.
The Four Horsemen did it.
Hey, Chris Angel is currently selling magic tricks. So what you're also going to hear about is large investments from one particular business in Indiana going into Chris Angel's business.
Yeah.
Very soon. I mean, there is. Connor's.
He's really selling? He's selling them, really?
Yeah.
All the secrets.
Sweet.
No big
Yeah,
deal.
what about, wow. Is he selling the football pants?
No.
No,
those are
he will
one
be
of a kind.
buried in those.
Hey, he's coming to Indianapolis. He's doing the football pants spinaroonie
Yes.
off the stadium thing.
Let's go.
He's doing that world record spinaroonie off
Yep.
the stadium. September 8th.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here in Indy.
Yep.
The Jim Irsay collection.
Not since Houdini has someone dared to tempt this son.
From the Houdini of our era.
Exactly.
Is what Jim Irsay titled Chris Angel. Buds.
I thought it was the other guy, the guy that was here for the draft.
That's a great American escape artist.
Yeah, he's the Houdini
Michael
of
Malone.
escaping.
Michael Malone.
Michael Griffin. Jeez, guys. Another but net.
That one feels pretty good right now, you know?
Yeah, that was clean.
Shooting at a high clip this week.
Hit again.
So our first week on
Easy.
Jabba.
Nice stop, Jabba.
Kick saving a beauty.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Even wrangled it.
Really fucking good touch.
What if Jabba had its own, didn't have a track, and it was on its own, had like 4 wheels, and it just floated all around the place?
Well, that'd be a dolly, and like the AI would get a hold of Jabba and
Kill us all. Yeah, immediately.
True.
like that tackle dummy that they were trying in the NFL.
Yep.
I think the Indianapolis Colts
Sweet.
first. It'd be like that, but you'd actually get to see what the tackle dummy got to see. That thing almost tore 2 guys' ACLs full speed covering the kickoff first day. Never left its lane, though.
No.
Nope.
Kept its lane integrity.
Yeah, great gunner.
Yep.
Couldn't stop, though. Hit the back wall. So
For real.
people that were standing in a lot of
Look
hoods.
out!
A lot of, whoa!
Watch out!
Yeah. Boom. And then turned around.
Run it back.
5 bullets.
It wasn't a Call of Duty player. Oh! I'm around it. The first week at ESPN, I think we're going to probably do a pretty good amount of giveaways.
Makes sense.
Just as a big celebration, as a thank you to everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to get dialed in for that. You guys need to find something that you want to get
Thanks
dialed in.
everyone for all your compliments when the deal went through. Thank you.
That's what it is, yeah.
Yep.
Big celebration as a thank you for everybody.
Yep.
People were really, really nice.
They were. And understanding.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
It was.
It's cool. Community
You don't
coming
get
together.
that.
Both
much anymore.
sides, everybody.
Yeah.
Seemingly very, very accepting and appreciative and excited for it all.
Absolutely.
I did not expect that. I did not expect that as much.
At the scale, yeah.
You know, have I not gained any trust at all from anybody for anything that I have done? No. All right, I guess not. Jesus. I'm so sorry I did that. But with that being said, I think it's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's going to make our life a lot easier, which is good. I think that'll ipso facto make
bleed into everything else.
Yeah. Weren't going to survive at the previous,
No.
Nobody was, which is a cool thing. As we continue to learn everything that's possible, it's really starting to come together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think this whole period before launch, kind of like a learn, a orientation almost.
Yeah, there you
go.
What's possible? Humans meeting humans.
Yep.
How things will go, what we can do, what's possible in the future. It's been good, hasn't it? I think it has been.
Yeah.
Been sick.
On the internet, though, people say rude things.
They have.
That's gonna happen on the internet.
People say very rude things, and that's part of.
Yeah, that was Twitter. You know, X is a whole different.
Sure.
Also, I've realized X pretty strong. Hey, X got some good. There's some real sharp comments going on.
Yeah, they got the juice.
There's a little heat on X. Then X is kind of a little bit more.
Yeah.
A little bit more saucy.
Yeah, it is.
You're not allowed to make jokes on there, I can tell you that.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like people get real mad about those.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a little bit more sauce on X than there was on Twitter. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Last night I said they're winning the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden I'm like, I've said something rude about Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I'm getting attacked about Cincinnati. It's like
Exactly.
I'm just fucking. What are we?
Come on.
Well, I'm living
What's
out.
going
What are
on
we
here?
doing out here? I'm living right now. But that's X, baby.
That's X, baby.
Hey, that's the way X is. And when X is X Dash as well, which is DoorDash, which is coming to X, which I think is what Elon is looking to do.
Whoa.
Yeah, we kind of want to have a one-stop shop here for everything. We want it to be your town square. We want it to be where you talk to people, you buy stuff, you purchase stuff, and then also where we send rockets to other planets.
Sure.
That's what Elon Musk said.
All in one umbrella.
Is that ever going to happen?
Maybe. Usually he
Gonna
does
try.
try and come through with everything he says.
What was the last thing? The Cybertruck.
It's here.
Yeah, we're still waiting.
I think it's here.
I think they're on the road.
I don't know.
He's got to get surgery before the Zuck fight I saw.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a shame.
On what?
Body.
Yeah.
Yep.
What if Elon got like some super PED surgery?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, Elon, this is going to take about 6 to 7 years off your life, but will definitely make you stronger than Zuck.
We're going to give you a metal skeleton. Sounds good.
Put it in.
Do it.
How about my fist? Can we put metal in there too?
Oh, you better.
Because when he starts coming with that anaconda bullshit.
Yep.
Just I want to be able to do the
brass knuckles.
I want to punch his head off, clean off his shoulders.
live on X.
Yeah.
You got food, you got conversation, you got heads getting knocked off,
Right.
you got spaceships. That's X, baby. That's X. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Big show tomorrow. Hey, big show.
Yep.
Who's on tomorrow?
Tomorrow, with 28 days till NFL football, Fred Taylor. So
Can't wait to chat with Fred Taylor.
Freddie
of
T.
The Pivot. I'm a big fan of old Fred.
2 games tomorrow night as well.
Oh, yeah, what do we have?
Patriots, Texans, and I believe
Vikings,
Broncos?
Seahawks.
Vikings, Seahawks.
What will we learn about the Patriots, though? Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground about the Patriots, mostly good things. Bill is going through some situations, but all the rookies, we got 5 Hall of Fame.
Nobody's playing in the preseason.
Zappy's getting the start, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mac, that's what you're talking about. Mac,
Yes.
Gesicki, Bourne,
breakdown of training camp.
Juju, Devontae Parker, and Hunter Henry are not playing.
Okay, so that's a lot of people that we thought was potentially going to play because it's a brand new offense with Bill O'Brien, Mac Jones. Instead, we'll have to wait and see if game 2 is the game in which they decide to go ahead and test that against another team that doesn't necessarily know everything they're about to do, like your own teams can potentially do. But on the flip side, CJ Stroud's definitely playing, we assume?
Definitely
said
playing.
yes.
Yeah, he's already confirmed to be playing, and then probably after him, Dougie Mills. So the Texans are rolling out some studs tomorrow.
Oh, so who we having more of that one? Sounds like we're riding down there in H-Town.
H-Time.
I don't know. I mean, you've seen it. I mean, Zappy almost won MVP last year for like 3 weeks.
And
Oh, yeah, you guys wanted Zap, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Zip on the ball, Zappy.
Bingo. And he still has zip on the ball, but then Trace McSorley as well.
He's
and
a good
then
preseason.
who
Zip
knows?
on the ball.
Malik Cunningham, maybe?
Zappy.
Yeah, bingo.
That was good.
That was your nickname for him, and you literally only said that whenever you were speaking to that man.
Yeah.
Think about how many words that is.
Zip on the ball, baby. He was spinning it, and then he went in against the Bears, and he couldn't get it over the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's going to happen. Some games are good. Some games are bad.
Yeah.
Some shows are good. In our case, most shows are bad.
True.
Yeah.
We're just going to continue to do our thing. I had a little moment yesterday while I was taking a post-show bathroom break.
Sure.
Yep.
Pinky ring was off, AJ, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
And I started thinking, what's your problem? Why is
Before
everything got to
or-
be about dumping?
Yeah.
Why is everything got
Before
to
or
be?
after like 3 wipes.
Dumping and dogs.
Why is everything got to be about pooping to you? Why is that all about?
I did not ask you about it. You brought this to the show saying you smear poop on your pinky rings.
No,
That is not what I said.
you sang
You
the
have.
song.
You have in the past, and you've dropped pinky rings in the poopy toilet.
Second one, yes, but never the first one. You made up the first one, but your first one also an advantage to taking it off while dumping.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So while I was doing that, no pinky ring. So I appreciate you bringing that to my life, but then you bringing it up every single. Anyways, a lot of people are going to be watching us for the first time coming up.
Yep.
Okay, this is going to be the biggest year that we have ever had.
By far.
1,000%. We can see it. We can project it. We can predict it. This is the first year where we have an audience actually like being forced to watch us.
Correct.
I think we're ready for it, aren't we?
Absolutely.
I think we're ready for it. Because there's going to be people that are going to be real mad. We're ready for it.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, we've had people real mad at us before. That's happened. And we've had to go ahead and take it in the shins. Boys are mature enough, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Now we've danced around some things, certainly in conversations.
Yeah.
Have to.
And that's going to have to continue because how do we make our point any otherwise?
Exactly.
You have anything?
Hey, I think it's a good situation we're in because it's much better than if I think you've seen when, say, it's a new show that's coming, and a network does all this hype and pumps them up, and it's all this positive energy. Oh, here we go. This is going to be amazing. And so people are expecting something, and then it's not that. So I think it's good to have expectations.
I think that's going to happen, though. Yeah. That's going to happen with with their the ESPN fans.
Yeah,
I think
but-
there's going to be a large, a good portion. If game day is any indicator, you know, I think it should be a pretty good portion.
Yeah.
A pretty good portion of their potential audience that, boy, they've heard a lot about it, and now they're being forced to watch it, and they are not thrilled. You know what I mean? That's going to happen. But we've been there before with a lot of different situations. Whether it was Westwood One, which is just old school radio, Sirius when we went to Mad Dog's channel. Anytime I've ever really done anything anywhere, we've experienced it as a whole and me individually. So we're ready for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And truthfully, who gives a fuck about those people changing the channel?
Yeah, but that real quick though, us at that stage, we're at that stage.
Yeah, I just really don't fucking care.
Yeah, it's a cool thing to be here, though.
Yeah, it is.
Not always like that because you do, I kind of view our show as like a mental vacation, trying to bring good vibes, trying to bring laughs into things. We're trying to not take things as serious. Sports coverage doesn't have to be surgery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Joking around.
It doesn't have to be like critical of everything. It can be a conversation about sports and whatever it leads into and the celebrations and the greatness of it as well. But there's people that are not going to be used to that at all. And boy, oh boy, we are not funny.
No.
No. The amount of times I've been told that I'm not funny is awesome. It's like, just trying to be a little mental vacation for folks, trying to incite folks to allow themselves to celebrate sport.
You can do it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're allowed to do that. And that's what we're going to do. I think it's going to be good in the end.
I think so.
A
Absolutely.
lot of motherfuckers are going to be watching.
For sure.
Yeah.
Turbulent waters early, but hey.
Very. We're running into some chop.
Exactly.
We'll get there.
Oh my God, we're running into some chop.
Just keep swimming, baby.
That's what you got to do. Just one
Yep.
after another, and then so just keep swimming, AJ. Just keep swimming. All right.
I know.
Don't lose yourself. Don't sell out, AJ. You don't have to. You're perfect the way you are.
Let it
Thank
rip.
you. Yes. I'll
Let it
try.
rip.
Let it fucking rip.
Let it rip.
Try my best.
Be a duck.
Let's go.
All right, you should be the athletic director for Ohio State here in about a year, or the general Bob Carpenter. We'll be back tomorrow. Packed show, Fred Taylor and others, as we lead into this NFL season in beautiful fashion. We're going to do it this year.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have the greatest NFL season of all time.
Yep,
The best games are going to be the primetime games.
Yep.
We're all going to enjoy our team's success all the way to the Super Bowl. We are in that time right now where everybody can say that with a straight face. And I can't wait until the time where we can say, sorry ass Patriots. Can't do it. Oh, the Packers. Oh, wow. What a move.
Good code.
Yeah. So what's that?
Yeah.
Good code.
Colts are 1-8. Holy shit.
Better than we thought.
Yeah, I can't wait for all of that.
They'll be much better than that.
I can't wait for all of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you got robbed.
All right, we'll make it tomorrow.
Yeah.
1% better tomorrow.
There we go.
Until we get to season. And if we get 1% better every single day, we will be
29% better.
by the time that ball kicks off.
Yes, sir.
Chiefs first lines. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. Goodbye.